Now we're starting. Now we're on air. We were just a few seconds too early. Hello, everyone that might be watching this now or in the future. This is the What Do I Know About Actual Play series of videos. My name is Jared Rasher. I have the What Do I Know Games and Geekdom blog, and we are currently playing Shadow of the Demon Lord. This is session 5, so everyone is 5th level. Right now...
4th level.
What's that?
4th level.
Oh yeah, 4th level. Sorry.
Start at 0.
0 level, 5 sessions. Boom. Sorry to Moses.
Insert Python joke here.
So I'm going to jump straight into introductions because I am completely discombobulated this morning, apparently. So, Ryan, who are you and who are you playing?
Ryan, I am playing Widow's Cry, the elf that looks like he's made of golden wood and likes to walk around with his human face mask spell tool thing on. But it's okay, because birds land on his shoulders and chirp until he shoos them away.
Well, yeah, because that affirms that your
That
life
makes everything better.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Mr. Hobbs, why don't you introduce yourself, tell people where they can find you online, and tell people who you're playing.
Hey, I'm Jason Hobbs, the host of that awesome podcast, Hobbs and Friends of the OSR. I'm easiestly found on Twitter these days, or G+. G+ is Jason Hobbs, and my Twitter is @HobbsIndeed. So pretty simple. Oh yeah, I'm playing the guy named Kane Smith. He was once kind of a bad guy, a saboteur that has slowly shifted through the ranks of the cult of the new god and is now a paladin. So a lot of changes for this guy, but you never know. He still could have some occasional problems with religion and how everything feels for him. So that's that.
All right. Mike, why don't you introduce yourself, tell people where they can find you online, and tell people who you're playing.
I am Mike Myler. I am a freelance game designer that lives in Pittsburgh. You can find a bunch of free stuff and more stuff about me at mikemyler.com. And most recently, my Eastern Fantasy Noir Steampunk campaign setting for D&D 5th edition just finally went back into print, so definitely check that shit out. Today, I am playing Fringe. Fringe is a slightly amnesiac, insane thief who has now found that her quest in life is to assume control of Baba Yaga's hut. And she's trying to do that while we go through various other political intrigues. But mostly she just hangs out on the side and babbles crazy things until something important needs done.
All right, and Kevin, why don't we tell people where they can find you online and who you're playing?
Sure. So my name's Kevin Madison, and I'm the host of the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. There we play, or I run, I should say, Star Wars Fantasy Flight games, Shadow of the Demon Lord, more recently Blades in the Dark, and then a bunch of other games for whatever kind of strikes my fancy. I am playing Magnuson, who is a Jotun, now ranger. He was a former slave who has now become a ranger. And that is sort of all you need to know about him.
All right. All right, so to do the quick recap of what's happened up to this point. It's been a year since the riots. Everyone found out some rumors while they were apart. Mother Bastion called the cohort of the Chosen together again and tried to kill them because she did not know where Kane was at and she was worried about his mortal soul. There's some contention over trusting Father Stone, as he appears to be a Cambion, which, if you don't know, means that he is part devil in his ancestry. Widow's Cry mentioned something about needing a distraction but didn't elaborate. Abigail mentions that she knows where some witches involved with the recent uprisings can be found. Vigdis mentions that the stranger near the Lake of Sighs is rumored to know ancient secrets. Fringe mentions that she wants to wrangle one of the witches' houses and doesn't offer up anything else. Abigail, Vigdis, Fringe, and Widow's Cry are currently at one of Abigail's safe houses, making plans for what to do next. And what Kane was doing in the last session because our illustrious Mr. Hobbs was busy at GaryCon. Cain was doing work for the church. He was heading up security for some visitors from the Holy Kingdom, and he assumed that the job came from Mother Bastion, but that does not appear to be the case now. Upon returning to the Church of the Blood of the Radiant Blood of the Martyr, Father Stone mentions that he may have falsified this mission for Mother Bastion because he was concerned about her plans for Cain, and thus he sent him off in another direction while she was taken care of. Cain knows where all the message drop boxes are, so he has the message for where Abigail's safe houses are and which one they are currently at. And we are going to start the morning after the events at the church. One secondary note, which ties into character development, but since Steve is not here, his character also gained some insanity last time. And Abigail is so horrified at being the last person, not the only person, but the last person to shove Mother Bastion into a huge fire. She was very disturbed at her own actions, and in the middle of the night, very, very distraught. She just felt like she needed to go do good of some sort, so she snuck out. Nobody realized she left in the middle of the night, and she was somewhere wandering the city, just trying to help people out to make her feel better about the horrible, horrible thing that she did as she set a woman on fire. So, with that, I think we're first going to jump to Cain. Cain, are you going to go to the safe house when you check the drop box?
Yeah, I'm really curious, after hearing what happened with Mother Bastion after talking to Father Stone, or he's not Father, is he? Is he a Father Stone?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Father Stone. I don't think I knew he was a Cambion. I did know that he had a scar or something like that, but apparently
the rest of the party found that out, but I'm pretty sure they're going to share it with you because that was a big point of contention.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I would want to find out what happened to the others. Most specifically Vigdis, I suppose, because I don't really think I have a very good bond with anybody else. So
the elf's kind of new, and Fringe is a little standoffish. So so
yeah.
Cain ends up going to the safe house. You hear the pre-agreed upon knock in the morning, and as the rest of you wake up, or not, depending on if you want to. I mean, you guys can wake up, or you can roll over and say, screw that guy. But if you choose to wake up, you will notice that of everyone else that's kind of curled up in Abby's apartment here, Abigail is not here, and you're hearing the agreed upon knock. So what do those of you inside the safe house do?
I'm assuming that like Vigdis has this ability for through Ranger, so he makes perception rolls with one boon, and he cannot be surprised when he's not unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
I think that because he's known Abby long enough, he probably would be like, if she told him like, look, I need to have some time, he'll know that he's probably been sitting up since she left. And when you hear the knock, I'll be like, huh, Abby's home, like dog with its owner coming home. Cain. There's a brief period of confusion on his face, and then he's like, "You're okay."
I am okay, of course. I would have shown up if I could, but I had other obligations. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
We thought the church got you, the mother.
Cain considers that because the church has sort of gotten him.
or the devil father. Don't forget him.
No, I'm fine.
The mother got you, but the devil father said you were okay.
So everything's good then. I'm glad to find out everyone's all right, even Fringe. and Widows.
So what do Fringe and Widow's Cry do here after this happy reunion between Combat Brothers here?
Fringe will unfurl the maps that she's been making for like tracking the hut's movements. Try to figure out like the quickest way to where she predicts it's going to go in her, fanatical way.
I'm picturing like Fringe having like this conspiracy board where there's like these pieced together maps and like the string going from one to...
Exactly. Chickens, pine trees.
Wood plus chicken equal house? ?
Yeah. Picture of like a chicken on a block of wood floating in a lake.
Oh God, there's chickens with houses nailed to them wandering around somewhere now.
Oh man. So Fringe is tending her conspiracy board. What is Widow's Cry doing as this joyous reunion happens?
Oh, he's very interested in this conspiracy board. This is one of the most interesting things he's seen since he came to these lands.
It's very detailed.
So if you get a lot of chickens, like hundreds, and you attach them all to the base, would that give you like a millipede house?
Fringe considers this.
Because if you have enough chickens, they can disperse the weight, right?
No, it's perhaps if we gather all the chickens and arrange them so, and then slaughter them, they'll transform into a hut. Proper legs.
Ooh, mass chicken slaughtering. That can be fun if done properly.
Why do I sense that there's almost a movement here for? Okay, we have all these rumors. Now let's go hunt the house.
I think you probably hear Vigdis' stomach rumble with all this talk about chickens.
Oh man. So I know when you had Abby with you, you were thinking about going to see the stranger. Are you still interested in doing that now that Abby has wandered off?
I think she was the one who wanted to see him, right?
Well, he was supposed to know ancient things about magic and possibly things about the troll spell. So you were kind of hoping that with her being magically inclined, she would know the right things to ask.
There are things that are within Vigdis'
mind here.
Yeah, that's outside of Vigdis' wheelhouse. So I will defer to someone who knows what they're talking about that stuff.
I don't know anything about the stranger, right? Yet. So does anyone want to?
No, not yet. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. If you want to share the things that you have heard while you were off doing your job, you may do so as well.
I was just going to say that Kane would be interested in actually having the help of his band of compatriots to assist him, maybe in doing a little searching into this House Mallarden that he had heard is probably full of decadence and degradation, corruption.
Who's what?
House Mallarden.
House Mallarden, okay.
Are they located roughly, and he'll use the map in this portion, which is away from where the bridge is?
They're actually here in the city as opposed to going out anywhere.
Well, that's still
Fringe is not going to waste any time. She immediately goes out to acquire as many chickens as she can, a pallet, and then I guess a doghouse or equivalent to put on the pallet. Rope. I got the gold. I've been saving.
So
as long as it is not moving towards the bridge and keeping humans away from it, I am okay with that.
okay. So we will do a sidebar. Fringe wanders off for like an hour while you guys are planning whatever you're going to do. Fringe buys the chickens and the pallet and the doghouse, gets on top of it, the pallet squashes the chickens.
Hands together and waits.
So you've gathered valuable information towards your goal.
Maybe if you water the chickens, they'll grow larger.
It's like a boiling pot of water. It's like the longer you wait and watch it, the longer it's going to take. You gotta...
Am I right in thinking that this all happens in like a montage to the sound of the chicken dance song?
Oh man. So yeah, then I picture Fringe coming back into the room, kind of dejected, crossing off chickens and writing in dire chickens.
Yeah.
Chickens with rocks on their shoulders?
Yes.
So, will someone fill Kane in on what the stranger talk is again?
Sure. I'm just trying to find my note here that I got. Jared, was that posted in the?
It should be
the
posted on Google Plus. It wasn't in the group, but it was just a message to you on Google Plus.
Oh yeah. Okay, let me look on there.
Oh, is this a weird Jotun dream or something?
Well, he found it out.
Yeah, it's word I heard while I was kind of living rough. So what I found is that while traveling the wilderness and interacting with various scouts and mercenaries on the road, Vigdis has heard about the stranger and the Lake of Sighs, and that the mysterious creature has knowledge of ancient spells that lay sleeping under the world in dreams. The stranger is said to know things no mortal could about the true nature of the universe, and that he will reveal those truths to those willing to find him and undertake his trials. So he's either a knowledgeable being, or he's a scam artist who just wants to take your savings.
He doesn't have a very original name, the stranger.
Which makes me think it's probably more the latter than the former.
It could just be Billy Joel sitting out in the wilderness.
As far as the troll song goes, I mean, don't we kind of already know everything we need to know about it?
Bad.
Really? We can't let civilization fall, and we have to do things that would help civilization continue, right, or thrive.
Yeah.
Well, there might be a way to undo it, because we've heard that if we give the power to this one devil, that it will magically reconvert itself into non-world ending at the moment power.
Yeah.
Then we just have to deal with stronger devil ending the world power.
If you figure out how to redirect the energy of the troll spell to Diabolus, he'll do something that totally will not end the world. He has promised.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good either. I'm really leaning towards trying to maybe sneak into this house Mallardin and see what kind of trouble they're creating personally, because I don't know anything about the stranger, I guess.
It
And
is
it's in
more
town.
Widow's Cry will shrug and put his human face mask on in order to go out and greet the day of magic casting.
Once again, Kane considers the old saying, you can't pick your friends.
Oh, man. So just out of curiosity, what did you pick for your 0 level spell in your tradition?
Denounce.
Okay.
I don't really figure I'll use it all that often. I'll probably just use it for other abilities.
I was going to say, for the Paladin, what spell did you pick that you're going to burn for other abilities?
I took Surgy, and so, I mean, it's Denounce and Holy Symbol, and I don't really have anything that Holy Symbol will help me for, so...
Yeah.
And Denounce sounds like Gain more, because he's more interested in, removing fiends and corrupted things, so...
Yeah. Oh, and the sidebar here, did you want to pass on the little bit that you found out about the Inquisition, or...
The Inquisition that they're not...
Yeah, basically everyone in the Inquisition right now is playing cover your ass instead of actually investigating evil things. So the Inquisition,
Right,
yeah.
which is why we need to do it.
So like any big institution.
Yeah,
I just
normally
finished rewatching The Wire, so it's fresh in my mind.
Normally, though, I mean, you tell the Inquisition, hey, I think there's a witch over there. They'll be like, oh, we're on it. But now it's sort of like, hey, guys, one of the church officials is like, hey, guys, I think I have something bad in my accounts. Okay, we're going to come to your house and get rid of anything incriminating. All right. So everyone agrees to maybe peek into this local city thing?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Okay.
I
So
think this will leave a note for Abby. Full conscious that he can't write. So there's a crude picture of like a house, and then like a big stick figure, and then a couple small ones.
I thought you were going to draw chicken legs into the house for a second. I'm like,
I imagine as soon as I walk away that Fringe does that.
yeah, I was going to say, I can picture Fringe adding that to the notes. Oh, man. Okay, so, Kane, how would you like to approach sneaking into this house?
oh, I guess that's me, isn't it? Well, I was actually going to see if our professional would want to check it out and see what she can glean from it. Or he, I guess we're not sure, are we?
What kind of debauchery is this house supposedly involved in?
Decadence and corruption. I heard, they sleep with houses with chicken legs. So this is very important, Fringe.
That is a great way to
Perhaps
motivate.
over to the house. She scurries over. Eyes keen for danger.
To an audience.
Oh, man. So Fringe, are you going to do a scouting run on the house?
Yes. Should I roll to hide first, or?
If you want to do that unseen, or you could always just look like somebody and stand right out in the open. It's up to you.
Oh no, I'm still disguised as the witch. I'm holding on to that.
Okay, yeah.
So,
I will forego my shape-changing power forever.
till I get that fucking house, you bet. All right, so, yeah, I will go ahead and I have hide in shadows, so I can do it even as long as there's shadows nearby. I can hide.
Oh yeah, so it's very easy for you to find places in a city that you're near a shadow.
19, so super success.
All right, so you get near the house that Kane described. It's a fairly large, fairly new mansion that has been put up in the last few years. You notice there, in this area, there's like yards with gates around them because this is where a lot of the nobles that fled from the capital moved into when they came to Tyr.
Okay.
And to the best of what you can see, there are 2 guards at the front gate and then another 2 guards up closer to the house. You, as an expert in this sort of thing, can see some spots where you could probably shimmy over the gate without being seen if someone were to be stealthy and athletic enough to do that sort of thing.
Okay. All right, so it's guarded by 2 guards and a 10-foot tall gate.
Yep, that sounds like a good summary.
I don't suppose I could just cut through the gate. I don't have anything that would get through, do I? Let's see. Okay, I'll come back and report that there are 2 guards and the place is surrounded by a 10-foot tall gate, and that I believe we should get some acid or something to eat through a section of the gate and climb through there rather than trying to vault over or trick the guards.
Tossed over.
Wouldn't we have to fight the guards then? I'm sure glad we sent an expert in there to check it out. I could have walked over and saw that. Jesus.
Just drugs.
I do like too the 10-foot gate seems impressive until you realize you have someone that's 9 feet tall on the team.
Yeah. I can toss you guys over, no problem.
We could just get an invitation in.
Let's take a very quick camera pan over what all of us look like and reconsider that plan.
If they are into debauchery enough, there's no one who can teach it to them better in this city than myself.
There you go.
And really, how
Sexy
many
tree.
people in the city have debauched with a Jotun?
Those friends again.
Mm.
That's true. Would Widow's Cry like to try and pursue finding an agent of the house and try and get himself invited to a revel?
Absolutely.
Oh boy, I have to go to the bathroom for this.
All right. So just asking around to try and find someone associated with the house. It's not too difficult, but it will take some effort. So give me intellect check.
Intellect check. It would be he's one of his many professions is gambler.
You know what? I would let
you this kind of stuff, and trying to get invited into parties. So that would be 20 and a 6, right? With the boon.
Yes.
And then the boon goes away because. Or no, wait, I'm an elf. I would actually be 2 boons because I am an elf. I am not Teapot.
Yeah. You're not Teapot. You're not Teapot.
17 on the dice plus 2.
All right. So you wait for a little bit after, Fringe has kind of told you, the people going in and out of the place. You go to that spot. You wait for some of the people from the house to come out. So it's not just basically what you're waiting for is you don't want someone that looks like they just work there because that's not going to do you any good.
Not at all.
So you see someone that appears to be a little bit higher up in the house staff that is going out and actually arranging entertainment for the evening and hiring people of that nature. And you see that person and you think that might be the person to talk to. This appears to be like a house castellan if you would like to approach them.
Sure. And he's definitely got the fine clothes and fine cloak on. Along with his armaments and human flesh mask.
Not everyone can identify human flesh on first glance. All right, so you
they clearly don't debauch hard enough.
So you approach him, and the man looks a little bit startled when he first sees you. The clothes are very impressive. The golden twigs and feathers are interesting. And he looks at you and goes, "Good sir, what can I do for you?"
Mortal.
Mortal. Huh?
I understand that your house enjoys unique experiences.
If you're here from the Inquisition, then we enjoy all experiences that are perfectly legal within the law and the dictates of the church.
He'll itch the face a little bit. Yes. Yes. Because I care 2 bits about your human deities and inquisitions.
Well then, yes. Yes, we do enjoy unique and new experiences.
I have a unique group of friends.
Oh, really?
I guarantee that you have never had such company before.
And what would these friends be like?
Well, I have friends ranging from common prostitutes to Jotuns.
Jotuns? Do you have any Jotun prostitutes?
Maybe, if you ask them nicely enough.
Vigdis's ears are burning. Like, what is going on?
Well,
But more importantly, we have an elf.
yes, I would assume that is what you are. I have not really seen one directly myself before, but you definitely don't look human. If I don't mean that as an insult. But
I would be more insulted if you thought I did.
Well then, I think we could possibly put you on the guest list. Give me a moment here. Give me a test because this will depend on the type of the invitation you get.
Okay, just like a social
Yeah.
intelligence check.
Yeah.
18, 19, 20.
All right, so he pulls out 2 different types of invitations, and he looks at one, and he looks at the other. Goes, yes, here you go. Present this at the door with your friends. How many? I need to write down how many you have in your group. How many do you have in your group?
We'll say 5.
All right, there you go, and present this to the gate guards, and they will escort you in just after nightfall. That's when the revelry will begin. Thank you very much. Please be as free and as interesting as you feel you need to be.
Oh, we shall. It will be a
know,
night
if
to
we-
remember.
If we've got 5, we should try and find that idiot Clockwork and drag him along.
We should.
He really seems like he would be a good distraction.
Man.
Gearbox.
Gearbox. Yeah.
That rug just used to bring the whole room together.
Only Clockwork I know drinks nothing but White Russians.
Oh man. So the elf. I'm assuming that that Widow's Cry comes back fairly soon after this.
Oh yes.
All right. So everyone, Widow's Cry has invitations after nightfall for up to 5 people. So how do you all react to this?
Does it make clear that they've offered Vigdis as a event at this thing?
No. It's just saying that you will all be honored guests at a revel being held at this house.
Yep. Then Vigdis is like, oh, okay, fancy beer.
Gigolo time.
What was that? Nothing.
And the weekly belated reminder.
Yes.
Shadow the Demon
So,
Lord.
if anyone's watching,
Fact.
Shadow the Demon Lord is an adult game that deals with mature themes, and we may veer into mature themes in this video. You have been warned belatedly halfway through the broadcast. So, if you don't want to hear bad things, fuck. So,
Gigolo brought that on, but not the prostitute stuff.
yeah,
Well,
I
I was
know
thinking
it was
there
kind of
was-
a delayed reaction. You know? Oh man.
There's no guarantees that these are anything but rumors, but they certainly do seem decadent.
Oh, they're definitely up to something. He was very worried I was a member of the Inquisition.
And that does, also let us know that the Inquisition is very busy with itself. So their own interests in what we happen to do or bringing these people to justice or redemption, we probably don't have to worry about any of the repercussions that they might bring.
Burn the house down.
Another fire.
Cleanse it with fire. So
I would recommend dressing up.
He just looks at his leathers, licks his thumb, rubs a little bit off, and kind of,
Get as wild as you wish to. Vigdis.
oh man. So
it is a costume party, my good Vigdis. Maybe you should dress up as one of your more wild kin.
yeah, just an out of character thing here too. Vigdis sort of like, this is why he became a ranger in the first place, is to avoid this kind of nonsense. So, especially with not having Abby here, if Kane is on board with this plan, he's happy. He's willing to go along with it, but only to a certain degree.
There we go. Vigdis, what would Abby wear?
Her chest kind of daintily opens it up, pulls out this little thing.
yeah,
There you go.
I just like suddenly had this image as Vigdis being played by Tim Curry.
Yeah, I think Vigdis is gonna go. He only has one set of clothes, really. So I want the full Jotun experience. He will bring all his weaponry and armor.
But I mean, to be fair, Vigdis is exotic just by being Vigdis.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, this is the show they signed up for. So
Yeah. They can find you an outfit from their own stores if they need you to. So
yeah. I'm sure that'll go well for them.
so
And if you would like to play up one of the 3 witch sisters, that would be superlative.
She nods.
because right now Fringe isn't entirely sure she isn't one of the 3 witches.
Yeah.
He's been wearing that form for over a year now.
It's gonna happen.
Oh man! All right. So, is there anything you'd like to do in the afternoon before nightfall?
No. I see Kane more as like in the scene in Young Guns when all the rest of the dudes are drinking the peyote and he's just kind of passing it by and not being too involved in the whole deal, but still there, like shaking his head. And I guess this is what we have to do. You guys have
Widow's
seen
Cry
Young Guns,
is
I guess.
going to freshen up the paint on the flesh mask.
Okay. No, I use a good coat of paint.
Vigus will go look for Abby, I suppose.
Okay.
Here's a whole different montage.
Picking up stuff. Abby? No. Open doors, Abby? Nope.
Give me
The
like
chicken
that.
dance song playing.
Yeah. Give me an intellect test, and we'll see if you at least have heard anything about her.
Sure. My intellect is ever so slowly going up. That roll's not going to help, though. So 4.
So yeah, literally, you do things like lifting up barrels and looking under them for Abby.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
maybe going to brothels and like opening doors and saying, "Are you in here?"
That's
In the middle.
scream. Oops, sorry. Well,
That's
what do
not
you doing? Let's go to windows. Hello?
That's true. Is Abby in here?
Have you seen Abby? This is usually where she goes when she's upset.
Oh man.
Usually with her father.
Oh man. Okay, so Vigdis does not find any trail of Abby. Anyone else have anything they want to wrap up before you guys head there for the evening?
I don't think so.
Nada.
Okay. So evening comes, night falls, it is dark out. There, you notice the staff outside of the place has lit the yard with various torches that they brought out, and it's all fairly well lit. I mean, they marched these things out. They're spaced all over the place along the state. The odd thing about it is that for all of these lights that are here, where there are shadows underneath these torches, the shadows are very deep. It's weird because if you kind of try and trace where the shadows are coming from, just casually glancing at it, it makes sense that there would be shadows there, but they don't appear to be consistent with what would be casting them, and they're very, very deep where they do fall. So it's odd. It's almost like the torches are placed more to create shadows than they are to light up the yard.
Vigdis taps Kane on the shoulder, points out and says, "Bad CG."
I think we've seen this before.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Well, does someone come and take our invitations, or did I already miss that?
I was gonna say, you notice this as soon as you see the house. I didn't know if you guys wanted to approach the house or.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we'll let Widow's Peak lead the way.
We have yet to see a foreboding sign that we take as being go away. So
you walk up to the front gate and you see the guards there, and you notice one of the guards looks at you for a minute, and he looks familiar to you, and he just kind of like drops his head into his hand. And
is this the guy we threw down the stairs?
yes, this is the former Sir London.
Do I know you?
Why am I not shocked that you are attending a party here?
Widow's
Can Vigdis
Cry
make a
never met
perception
him.
Widow's Cry never met him.
Vigdis make a perception check to see if he recognizes this dude?
Sure.
I think I'm the one who crippled him, so. Nope. I rolled a 5.
Yeah, no, Vigdis totally does not recognize him. Anyone else, except for Widow's Cry, who didn't run into the guy, you guys can. I'll assume you guys, because comically it made sense for Vigdis not to remember him. The other two, well, okay, Fringe may not remember. I'm pretty sure Kane would remember him.
I think so. Yeah, this is the second time, right? We just got in a big fight with him in the woods.
So Sir Clendon looks at you and goes, "So you again? Why?"
It's good to see a friendly face here.
Yes, I'm glad that you're anticipating finding a friendly face.
Does this mean Gearbox actually brought him back and got him health? Or got him
You can infer whatever you want from that. It means he didn't die. That's what it meant. So, may I see your invitation, good sir?
It's interesting to see that you've risen so high since we last saw you, or since the first time we saw you.
Unfortunately, in this city, mercenary work pays fairly well if you get in with one of the houses that is in good standing with the current warden of Tyr. And you notice you don't even really need to make a check here. He doesn't seem... It's not just that he's not thrilled with his lot in life. It's almost like he's not happy with being a mercenary and doing this. Like, it's, he's not overly thrilled with this entire situation, including the state of the province.
There's an extensive backstory with him where he wants to be a pastry chef.
It just seems interesting because, before he was a guard for Far the Bastion, another person corrupted by the dark, and now he's with these other people. They were also corrupted. He doesn't seem to be bothered by that aspect. I don't know, that's interesting. So,
seeing Kane and this guy talk, I think Vigdis finally kind of like puts two and two together, and he slaps his knee. He's like, "You! It's you again!
I shoved you downstairs!"
He shoved you downstairs and then beat you.
Yeah, I can't remember how we beat him up before. I don't remember. But.
I think you kicked the shit out of him, actually.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, I think so because Vigdis was dealing with the dwarf.
Yeah. So Vigdis sort of puts his hand around this guy's shoulder. He's like, "We need to drink."
Unfortunately, I am working this evening, so I will not be drinking. I am currently guarding so that I will be making coin. Thank you for the offer.
What can you tell us about these parties? Have you been here long?
Give me an intellect test here, but I am going to, and this is somewhat surprising to you, but you will get a boon to this test.
Ooh.
Like, he's a little reluctant to tell you stuff, but he kind of wants to tell somebody something.
Oh, so I got an 18.
Whoa.
So
Vigdis got a...
Yes?
I think it cut out what you were going to say, Kevin. All I heard was Vigdis got
Vigdis got a 16.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Vigdis, you can read this guy, which is odd that Vigdis can read this, but you can read this guy is almost more comfortable with you guys than he is with the nobles and with you than he is with the nobles and the other guards right now. Like, he feels like he shouldn't be, but he's kind of more relaxed now that he does know someone, even if they shoved him downstairs and things like that. And he looks around a little bit and he kind of pulls Kane off to the side and he goes, "I do not like these people. I am concerned about leaving their employ because I am concerned that I may not be employed anywhere else. And I do not mean I will not be able to find work. I am afraid I will not be capable of finding work if I were to leave the employ of this house. I have...
Go ahead. Sorry.
I have not personally seen anything because I am usually guarding the outside of the house. I believe I was hired because I had ties to the Inquisition in order to give them an air of credibility, and they have kept me away from anything. But the fact that they have intentionally kept me away from seeing anything in the house makes me very concerned about this.
Basically, Kane is almost immediately just going to decide to confide in this guy and say, well, that's why we're here. The Inquisition is too busy, and we've decided to investigate on our own. have you like seen any people not come out that went in, or do you have any other than gut reactions or hunches? Do you have any other thoughts or maybe what's going on?
I have, I cannot say that I have, because I'm not always on duty, but I can't say that I haven't seen people come back out, but I have seen people go in for a revel, like some of the local nobles that may not have come out again for days. And I know it's not uncommon for a house to host other people, but considering these are nobles that live in the city, it seems strange that a visit would last that long when they aren't from outside the province. And when they come out, they seem different.
These shadows seem a bit long as well, don't they?
It's kind of disturbing. I didn't know whether there was just some thing about this area of town that caused it, but now that you mention it, it is a little bit disturbing. Are you still with the church?
Yes.
I know this sounds odd for me to mention, but if you ever happen to get in a good word with anyone in the Inquisition, let them know I'm still out here. Maybe with all of this turmoil, someone will forget the issues with the stairs, because clearly you were in the right there, because the new god wouldn't allow you to still be walking around as part of the church if you weren't in the right in that situation. And you hear the bitterness starts to creep back into his voice, and he starts to kind of shut off again, because he had all of these moments where he's finally confiding with someone all of his deepest fears, and then he remembers who he's confiding with, and now he's kind of pulling back again.
A minor action to send you a LinkedIn request.
Have no fear, Sir Clendon. If we can find someone to give you a job back in the Inquisition, we'll do what we can. Or I will, because these guys obviously aren't going to.
He just sort of waves at him. Hi.
I am just Clendon now, but enjoy your revel and be careful in there.
But if you do hear the sounds of a fracas, I would steer clear.
Oh yes, if I hear a fracas, I will definitely send people to where I'm sure that a greater fracas is about to break out, instead of immediately quelling the fracas.
All right, that sounds wonderful.
That's like the
Fracas to
one
ferment.
scene from the first John Wick with the guy who's guarding the doorway.
Yeah.
So, you get escorted to the open hallway of this house, and what you notice when they open the front doors, the inside of the place is kind of odd, because there's, especially for Vigdis fits in there, but just barely, because they're very narrow hallways for what you would expect for a house this large, and there's a lot of branching hallways where it's almost like labyrinthine in structure. There's a hallway with a bunch of doors, and there's a hallway with another bunch of doors. And normally, when you come into a thing like this, somebody would have a gigantic, reception area to, tell you how opulent and, how important they are. But instead, this place just like launches into all of these long, narrow hallways that kind of wind around and around. Everything looks very rich and well appointed. It's just that it's just built in this odd structure like this.
Vigdis mutters something. You mutter something in Trollish that roughly translates to new money.
What was Widow's Cry going to do?
He's going to find a servant and ask who exactly will be announcing him.
Yes, welcome. I'm sorry if we got a bit turned around here. We will take you to the stateroom now. Follow us. And well, first they check the invitation again, and they're like, that type of invitation. We'll be taking you to the to the stateroom, and you're not really sure what the other type of invitation is. But they seem to be very, very specific in checking which type of invitation you have. So they take you around, you turn left once and you turn right a couple times. And finally they take you to this smaller room that is just off of what appears to be a larger room. And they said, and they take down all of your names, and we will be announcing you any moment now.
How small is the small room?
The small room is small enough that Vigdis is somewhat uncomfortable in here. You have to hunch a little bit to get to it. And all of you.
Wait in the hallway before the. Is there like a second? Is there a door into the small room? And there's a second door that leads us from the small room to something else?
Yes. It's kind of like an airlock room, basically, that goes into the big dining hall.
Yeah, I'll wait in the hallway.
Okay.
Who's up? I was just going to ask how many other people are here, like wandering around with invitations.
You've caught a couple glimpses of people like kind of going around corners, since the hallways like go here and then they cut over to the side. It's hard to get an accurate count. But you notice like there's a few people. You're pretty sure that when they looked at their invitations, they went like down the opposite hallway that you guys did when you came here. So you're not sure what that's about, but you definitely got funneled separately when you came down this particular hallway. So there's at least 2 or 3 other groups of people here besides you.
Widow's Cry will snag the servants before they leave. You will announce me properly.
Yes, we wrote down your name here.
Yes, that's the first part. I am Widow's Cry, sworn spell arrow to the knight errant star singer, sworn to the fairy queen.
That's it. This and fairy queen. All right.
Mess that up, and maybe I'll replace this face with yours.
But yes. And he underlines everything. So, you guys are not waiting out there for very long. But here's the question: what names did you guys give when they were getting names for everyone to announce them?
Smith.
Smith. What about Vigdis?
I'm not sure that anyone's told him he needs to hide his name, so Vigdis Magnuson.
So
I'm not sure. You do.
what would Fringe give for her name?
Well, Fringe would have immediately broken off as soon as they got inside to like look for giant chicken foot tracks.
Okay, so Fringe is wandering the labyrinth. That's good to know. So they announce the 3 of you, which is odd because they looked at the invitation and it says 5, and now there's 3. But people get lost. So they announce the Jotun from the frozen reaches of the southern part of the continent, Vigdis Magnuson. And you hear like a bunch of the people in this hall are like, oh, a Jotun, this should be very important. Only the best mercenary companies have Jotuns. And you walk in and
They're crushingly disappointed.
They look at you and they're kind of impressed, but you get the feeling they thought maybe you would be attired differently. And you actually hear someone like over in the corner go, "Where's his gladiator costume?"
Scratch my butt.
And Smith, Kane. They don't give you any other. It's just, and people are like, "Have you heard of a Kane Smith?" "No, I have not heard of a Kane Smith."
Sounds like someone who works on walking devices.
Finely crafted. Oh man,
That's right.
and then finally,
Artisan.
I'm going to see if the poor guy screws it up when he goes to. So the guy reading off the elf's name, like he goes, "Widow's Cry, the sworn knight errant of and he smeared the ink that he wrote on, and he's like, "This sworn knight errant of, oh god, I'm going to die, of the fairy queen." And the crowd is all very like, "Ooh, we have an elf in attendance, a fairy, this should be awesome." And you walk in, and all of a sudden there's like, "He's very exotic, yes, but he's not pretty. We thought he would be pretty." And then you hear another voice go, "Wasn't this the party that was supposed to have the witch? Yes, where's the witch? Bring us the witch!" So you walk in here, and basically they're all just there's a bunch of people here. They have like these. A lot of the guests aren't covered up in what they appear, but the people in the really nicest clothes, like the people that you're fairly certain are nobles, all have like the like the masks on. And without doing this, I'm trying not to just go full eyes wide shut description here, but that's kind of your
Widow's Cry will give an actual gold coin to one of the other servants and say he dies.
Very good, sir. And he doesn't even hesitate with this, so that's information right there. So what are you guys doing to mingle here?
Maybe we should wander around and see what we can find, I guess, or see if Fringe shows back up with some information of where we should go. Everything's always in the basement, so.
So as you guys are walking around after a few seconds, what you notice is like there's a second story balcony, and all of a sudden one of the servants, who you think is the one that read off your names, goes flying off the balcony and hits one of the tables, and they're just lying there in a broken heap, and everyone's quiet for a moment, and then all of a sudden all of the nobles start going and then they call in some servants to drag the body back out again, and then there's laughing and joking. Fringe, first off, give me an intellect check to see how lost you get in these labyrinthine corridors.
All right. Da, da. Oh, yes. Oh, 23.
Okay.
Nice.
You do not get lost, so therefore, as you're walking through these corridors, you're kind of tracking things fairly well. You end up kind of in the same corridor as other people. Would you like to make me a stealth check, or do you care whether they know you're there?
Do I have any reason to be suspicious? I mean, aside from like what we've been talking about, like have I seen any signs of violence here in the hallways?
No, these are just the people that when they looked at their invitations, they took them the other direction than you were going.
Okay, then I will just walk like right through them as if they weren't there.
Okay. Are you waiting to see where they go, or are you just going to keep looking through hallways?
I'll keep looking for chicken tracks, yeah.
Okay. So you notice as you walk by, they usher them into another door. No one seems to take their names. They close the door, and you hear the servants as they're walking away going, "Poor bastards." And you hear that in the distance. And give me another intellect test to see if you get lost down this hallway.
Not as good, but 21. So
okay. You don't obviously. Fringe may be looking for these. I'm gonna level with you. You're not finding any chicken tracks.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
But
she's gonna go like top to down, just checking this whole damn place. She'll look for secret doors. Like
you do find there's an office kind of in this dead end, though.
Right. While you go in the office, I look for secret doors.
The door is currently locked.
I will attempt to unlock the door.
Okay, give me a test on that.
20 on the dot.
Okay, so you unlock the door, you hear a click, and before you open the door, you hear a voice that sounds somewhat familiar. Calls to you and goes, "Wait, don't go in there alone. You're not prepared to face this alone."
I'm just gonna ignore that.
God, this is going to end terribly. Oh, give
I
me.
peek inside, like I don't have to like bleep in there. I'll look and see what's going on.
Oh, no. But I was just going to say, give me an intellect test just to see if you recognize the voice.
Okay. Memory.
Chicken
13. So yeah.
It sounds like Teapot, sort of.
Okay.
So do you still proceed to open the door?
I mean, it just looks like an office.
Uh-huh.
As a thief, I feel like my response to that should be to continue opening the door, honestly.
All right. So when
Do
you open the
see
door,
anyone?
what you see
Or did
in the room...
Teapot's voice just come out of nowhere?
Yeah, he just heard... Well, he didn't say he was... or she didn't say she was going to look at the voice. She just recognized the name Teapot. So you open the door. One thing that you do notice that is a little bit odd is... you know the expensive alchemical lamps like the bishop had? They're in this place. They are turned down to a point to where you could clearly read by them, but if you were actually going to have these things turned on and be comfortable, you'd probably want them up higher. So there's lots of shadows in this. So it's a lit room, but it's casting a lot of those weird kind of shadows, and the corners are a lot darker than they seem like they should be.
Okay.
And there's some bookshelves in here. It's not a huge office, but there's a few bookshelves. There's a nice big wooden desk.
Whoa, how not huge is it?
It
Like,
could,
would the hut fit inside this office?
what's that?
Would the hut fit inside the office?
No.
Then I close the door and continue moving. This is very simple, man.
Well, okay. So
If there's like an alcove, like I'm not gonna go inside the alcove because obviously the hut wouldn't be inside the alcove.
I don't. I
There might
don't
be a
expect.
secret door, though.
I don't expect Fringe to make this connection. But there is a book on the desk that looks very similar to something that someone in your party had at one point in time.
Ah, does it have a picture of the hut?
It does not have a picture of the hut on it, but you know that tome did contain dark magic. So maybe there was a picture in the thing. However, it is up to you whether this seems like a good idea to look at a big cursed dark evil magic book in a dark office.
I'll tag it for my memory in case I don't find any chicken tracks elsewhere.
So are you still going to close the door and
Yeah, I'll close the door and continue looking for chicken tracks.
so you close the door, and when you turn around, what you see in the hallway, there is this figure that kind of looks like a shadowy, translucent version of what you remember Teapot looking like. But when you stare at it long enough, it turns into this twisted, like tortured humanoid shape, and then turns back into Teapot and back and forth the
Okay.
longer you look at it.
Cool. I won't look at it for long. I will just gesture at it and be like, "Excellent, help me find the tracks," and explain to it that we're trying to find the hut, which is rumored to be wandering around in this mansion somewhere, and then take it along with me.
So, all right, I would say this seems redundant with Fringe, but give me an intellect test to see if you take sanity damage from
Yeah.
from seeing the remnants of Teapot.
And it's optional to use trickery, right?
Yeah,
All right.
it says May, so yeah.
Failure then.
So you get a point. You get a point of insanity, which again for Fringe is it's a thing. But yeah, there is something a little bit discombobulating about seeing this figure partially being sucked back into the void, shifting between this humanoid form and this vaguely mechanical form back and forth again. And Teapot is just sort of like, well, what are you doing? Get the others! Take the book! I don't know
Waves
anything
them
about
up.
huts!
The hut is far more important than your book.
What the hell is the hut?
The hut is a connection to everywhere. It is here and there, and elsewhere, all at once. It will take me where I need to go.
Okay, but get the others and take the book!
After we find the hut. Now come along. I don't have all day.
I can't. I need to stay near the book. I'm just here to warn you that it has guardians.
To me then.
God.
Teapot.
And
Ridiculous.
about the time that he says, "I'm just here to warn you that it has guardians," seeping out from under the door, and we're about to cut away from this scene, by the way.
That's not my problem. I'm going down the thing.
Seeping out from under the door is actually what appears to be a lengthening shadow, just kind of shifting from under the door, moving of its own volition. So as this shadow starts to spill out from under the door, we're going to cut back to the to the dining room.
Real quick, any of you who remember Teapot and the elf would maybe remember the fact that Star Singer is the elf you guys saved.
That's true.
Starsinger is the guy that you work for, right? You're sworn to?
Yep.
Yeah, she's the one that was in the bishop's dungeon.
Oh, she, sorry.
So we're still wandering through this orgy going on all around us.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I mean, depending on your sensibilities, what is going on is a little decadent, but not something that the Inquisition would immediately jump on, because they are bringing in fleshy entertainments and things of that nature. So you're seeing things that Vigdis is not stunned by any of this because of where he was a bouncer before. And I'm definitely certain Widow's Cry is not shocked by any of this. I don't know how uncomfortable Kane is with anything that's going on.
Well, I mean, I guess it probably depends on how far it goes, but I wouldn't think it would be too crazy. I mean, he's an adult male, so
Yeah,
I mean, surprisingly, maybe in this situation, but
it never goes to the extent to where anyone seems like they're doing things that they weren't willing to do. There are lots of things being done to and from, but there's nothing that appears to be happening against anyone's will at this point. So
can we keep on moving through and see if we can find maybe a particular area where people are more important, or another area downstairs or upstairs?
Oh, yeah.
Mostly downstairs. It seems like that's where all the trouble usually stems from.
As you're moving through, though, you are all definitely getting offers.
We'll play some on the way.
No offense. Kane is getting the least offers of anyone.
He is nondescript looking.
It's just that, yeah, Kane is not as, exotic looking. I mean, people are kind of interested in Widow's Cry because, elves know things. But the one that's really getting the attention, Vigdis has this train of people just following. So does that?
I was loitering at the bar and
let
let him talk for a couple minutes and then just shuffle him along.
So how hard is it to take that armor off?
Can we ask? I'm gonna have Vigdis lead, and then I'll fall back to one of these trailers and see if we can ask them where our hosts are, or where are the true Nether delights.
All right. You fall back and you start talking to one of the masked people, so it's clearly one of the more important people that doesn't want to be readily recognized. So give me an intellect test with one Bane, just because they're a little wary to give away the house secrets at this point.
Ooh, that's not good. So I got a -4.
That's not good.
So yeah, they look at you. They kind of cock their head to the side and they're like, "This isn't enough for you? I mean, this is it. I mean, look at all of this." And he points at some various things happening with machinery, and look, there is a mechanical wonder. You don't see something built to do that very often. And you servants loading water into the thing and steam pouring out of it, and then cranking a handle and it doing things.
I'm not sure I have a vision of what you're talking about, Jared. I obviously don't realize, or Kane doesn't realize, that he's completely flubbed this up, and he seems very suspicious. So he'll continue attempting. That is true. It is a strange vision, but not exactly the true decadence that I was most interested in finding here. Something of a darker nature.
Give me a moment, knowing that you want this. Give me a moment. I will talk to someone. And they go off, and someone from the house comes up to you, and they walk up and they go, "Oh, may we see your invitation?"
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we only have one invitation, right? I think the tree guy's holding it.
So they look at the invitation and go, oh, I am so sorry. And they pull out a different invitation. Follow us this way.
Finally.
So do you guys
what we really came looking for.
Do you guys follow them?
I was going to, but it's up to those guys what they want to do.
Yeah, I'll tag along.
Hey, I really
at this point though, Vigdis.
Yeah, I've really explained to
Vigdis
these
has
guys
got
what's going on. They're going to take us where we really need to go.
What about Widow's Cry?
Sorry, I didn't mean Vigdis to interrupt you. Kevin, sorry.
Oh, that's fine. I would say Vigdis is wearing a. I think he's conceded enough to the party that he's wearing a giant mask right now.
No one will
I'm
know.
listening to the applause of the crowd.
Widow's Cry is probably, largely handing out the invitation while engaged with other people.
So are you going to follow them as they lead you to the other party, the party within the party?
Sure.
So they're leading you away, and you hear a loud cry and a big gout of steam, and it's like, oh damn it broke, and they lead you out of the room. And you go into this other narrow hallway, and you go down another narrow hallway that goes off to the side, and then you turn around again, and they go, this is the other waiting room. We already know who you are, so we don't need to announce you. I really, really hope that you enjoy this. And they open the door and they usher you in.
0 level attuning my bow.
Okay. So they usher you into the other room, and it's a very nice room. It's fairly spacious. There's a few couches and chairs, and there's some alcohol sitting in here. What do you guys do?
I didn't hear anything after alcohol, so Vigdis goes over there.
So, what you see a person walk in after a few moments, and let's see. I don't think Widow's Cry or Vigdis would make this check, but Kane, you can make a check here to see if you recognize this person.
Does it matter what? I rolled an 11.
All right. So you see a person come in, and it appears to be a man that you have seen before since you've been doing work for the church, and that means you sometimes interact with some upper-ups in the city. And you see Lord Togant come in. He's not a member of this house, but he is definitely a noble, and he walks in and he looks at all of you and goes, oh, it is so wonderful that all of you are here for the special festivities. We have the best things waiting for you below. And if you would give me a moment, we will be ready to begin. And as soon as he says the word begin, he lengthens the word N, or the letter N, begin, and his jaw kind of comes unhinged. And it looks like it's kind of breaking and falling all the way down to his chest. And this fleshy, it's almost like he's vomiting, except it's all hanging together in organic bits, starts spewing out of him, and his body gets more and more withered until there is a dog barking.
I was fine until the dog.
Yeah.
That's really freaky. Reminds me of The Thing.
Totally.
Okay, so his body gets more and more withered as all of this just organic matter spews out of him, and what's left standing here is kind of a column of vomitous matter with tentacles, and it appears extremely unfriendly and is about to move on you. So,
Like, what kind of move? Like, boom,
like
chicka,
the
wow,
tentacles
wow?
look like they're going to snap around and
Oh,
slap.
all right. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So first off, I would like all of you that saw that display to give me that is okay. It is horrifying. So everybody, give me a will test.
Mm,
6.
2. I think Victus does a spit take.
Oh man. All right. So Vigdis, you take a point of insanity, and you are frightened.
Awesome.
I got a 7.
All right. You also take a point of insanity and are also frightened.
10.
I do feel a little frightened.
10.
All right. So Widow's Cry is oddly perfectly okay with a mound of animated vomit with tentacles. The thing. All right. So as this happened, we're going to cut back to Fringe.
Okay.
And Fringe, as you see the shadow animating and moving towards you, if you would also give me a test, because this is also horrifying. So give me a will test.
14.
All right. So with a 14, you are not overly frightened of this thing. Now, we're going to run both of these at the same time, but currently Fringe is in the hallway away from this room. You guys are all in this room. Currently, unless you batter doors down or go back into the hallway, there is just one area in here right now. Okay. So, who would like to take fast actions?
Because I'm chicken.
I'll take a fast action.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I'll use my triggered action to retreat, and then I'll use my action to move further away.
Okay. Question: if you're moving down the hallway, you saw the room where they were ushering people before. Are you moving in that direction?
I already checked that for chicken tracks, so no.
Okay. So you are just wandering down the hallway. So, since the hallways are labyrinthine and circuitous, give me another intellect check to make sure you don't get turned around.
Oh, even with my boon, I get a 7.
Okay. So yeah, you run down the hallway, you run down another patch of hallway, you think, all right, if I turn this way, it'll bring me back here, and you turn back around, and you're only a little bit away from where you were originally at because you managed to circle back around.
And no chicken tracks.
And no chicken tracks. So who else would like to take a fast action?
Can't.
Yeah.
Sure. He will shoot the thing because he can call his bow to hand as a spell slinger.
All right.
So yeah. Uh, 20 on the dice plus 2 for his dex, so 22.
All right. So that clearly hits the mound of vomitous mass. And how much damage do you do?
1.
Okay. That certainly did knock some vomity pieces off of it.
Ranged weapons are kind of disappointing.
All right. So that was Widow's Cry. So that's, I think, all of the fast turns that are going to happen. So now Those of you with slow turns may do so.
Nice. Vigdis calls out his trollish battle cry of dibs and charges in on this thing. So actually, need no boon. So I got 1 bane because of I'm chicken. I gain a boon because I have declared it my prey, which means nothing. So let's see how we do.
I'm terrified.
Hey, not 20.
Nice.
Boom.
Right.
Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so that's like a 25. Next level, that will matter. This level does fuck all. Let's see. 12 points of damage.
All right. All right. So Vigdis hits it, and it still has quite a bit of mass, but some of the vomitous matter like splatters and hits the wall. So it clearly a lot of it went flying off of it, but it's still very solid.
Okay. I'm going to use my triggered action to isolate it so that if it attacks anyone other than me, it takes a bane on the attack roll.
Gotcha. All right then. Who else would like to go? Since there's one person.
I will attack as well with my swordish at the vomitous math.
Okay.
Lord Togant, it seems like you've lost much of your meal. Oop, I got a 5. 6. So that's a miss.
That does not hit. All right. So first, for the slow actions of the antagonists, I am going to see if the shadow can find the hallway where Fringe went.
No.
Intellectual.
Shadows are bad news in this game. I used them against my players recently.
So the shadow, even with its -3 intellect, it gets a 16 on its check to track down Fringe. It doesn't get. It had to follow the hallway around to find Fringe, so it will not get to attack. But the shadow is right there with Fringe now in the hallway that Fringe is at.
Okay.
So that is that one's turn. And now for the giant mass of internal. Look, it will be. Dun, 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 dun. It's immune to disease. Wow. So it is going to use its frenzied attack.
Mm-mm.
And with its frenzied attack, it can attack 2 different targets with its natural weapons. And it makes each attack roll with 1 bane, but it gets 2 boons with its normal attack. So it's attacking Vigdis. So I guess it would still get it would lose all of its when it attacks Kane. Correct?
1 boon against me, and then no bane, no boons or banes against whoever else it attacks.
Gotcha. Wow. So against Vigdis, my streak of rolling terribly for horrifying monsters has continued.
Nice.
Because that is a 13 total.
It's my shield.
Yeah. So yes, this
Which is good.
massive tentacle of vomit slaps your shield but does not harm you.
Okay.
So
We've got no heal bot today, so that's good.
oh, son of a this series of actual play is explicit. Fuck me. I just rolled a 7 to hit Kane. Guys, you should be really afraid of these monsters that never harm you. So yes, the horrible, unnatural creature flails wildly at you guys, and you see vomit flinging all over the room, but none of it actually hits you hard enough to be dangerous.
Nice.
Good.
All right, so that is the first round.
Okay.
So now, anyone that can take fast actions in the second round may do so.
We're frightened for what? For as long as it's number of rounds equal to our insanity?
Yes.
Okay.
Second verse.
So
same as
I can only
the
do
first.
I can
20
only
on
take
my
slow.
intellect roll this time.
What's that now?
I trigger retreat as a fast action and then move further away, and I roll a 20 versus the labyrinth.
Okay. So this time, when you get into the twisting hallways, the shadows in the twisting hallways do not confuse you. You manage to move directly away from it. You are literally two areas away from it, not just one area away because you got lost and wandered back towards it.
Excellent.
So yes, you are still in the hallway, but it's one turn and then another turn away from it, not one turn and then around the corner back to it. Okay. So, does anyone have fast turns they would like to take in the vomit room?
Sure, why not? Again, with the trying to kill it with an arrow.
Do you have any magic juju that could help this thing, or to like debuff or something like that?
No.
No.
I don't think drunkenness is going to do much to a pile of vomit.
Maybe make it a bigger pile of vomit.
Yeah, I feel like there's a sloppy drunk joke to be made there, but it's not coming to me.
9 and 2 for a total of 11.
All right, and 11 does not hit its defense.
Hmm.
All right, and I don't even remember what you rolled before because I had you roll damage, and I don't remember because I'm looking at its defense now going, did he roll that high?
1 damage.
I rolled 22.
Oh yeah, you definitely hit it. Never mind. Never mind. Yeah, my brain just like froze up. It was like I don't even remember what he rolled. Anyway, so that was Widow's Cry and Fringe's turn. I think this turn, since it's already the mound of awfulness has already gotten close enough to hit you guys, it's going to just go ahead and try and slap you now. So, dig this.
Hmm?
Oh my god! So I rolled a 3 and a 1.
That doesn't even hit my shield.
That's an 11. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I don't mean to sound relieved that I hit Kane, but that is a 24 to hit Kane.
That's a miss. I'm just kidding.
All right. So now for damage, Kane. When the tentacle slaps you, that is 9 points of damage.
Kane is more grossed out than hurt.
But it did solidly connect with you. You hear a wet slurping noise as solid vomit slaps you across the chest.
Well,
Slaps me across the chest.
Oh man. Okay, so that was fast turns. So now slow turns that any PCs would like to take.
Kane, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll see if I can be effective this time with my sword. Still frightened, but this will be the last turn I'll be frightened.
Okay.
Ooh, 14.
14 does not hit.
Hmm.
Okay,
It is a difficult thing to hit.
must be all the vomit.
Vomit is very resilient. It's hard to get a good dig into there.
Okay. Vigdis will try and smash this thing then. Yeah, 23.
23 definitely hits it solidly. What do you do?
Let's see, that's 12 points of damage.
All right.
Again.
So once again, the other side of this well-appointed room now has this big smear of vomit just go flying across the room and splatter across the walls now.
Nice.
So that was Victor's turn. It's still looking at the thing. It's lost a good deal of its mass, but it still looks pretty solid.
Okay.
Yay.
And now the shadow trying to find. So on its slow turn, it does manage to find Fringe again, but it is one area away from Fringe.
Success.
Fringe is just going to keep running in circles around the building as the shadow is following.
Until I find chicken tracks or decide that there are no chicken tracks. That is probably what will happen, yes.
I feel like maybe at some point you could make like a will check to come to the realization that you're not going to find chicken tracks.
Yeah, that's fine.
If he finds other people, that shadow may be more interested in them, though. So
Yeah, that is true. I don't have to run faster than you, just faster than.
exactly. A little approach.
Yeah. So now we are entering the third round. Anyone that would like to take fast actions, if you are eligible, may do so now.
I will now.
All right.
Sorry, go ahead.
Kane
No, no,
is.
go for it, man. Go for it.
All right, so Kane shakes off his frightenedness and feels a little better and is more stable in his attack. Oops, I just dropped the die. Ooh, and he gets a 17.
Ooh, a 17 does not hit. Do you still? Does anyone still have
Fortune? I have 1 point of fortune, but that's just a reroll, isn't it?
No, that's an automatic hit.
Oh, okay, I'll do that then.
Allow me to read directly from what the fortune thing says. Because the problem is fortune, because it's very similar to inspiration in D&D, I tend to mess those up. So, because I don't do this enough, fortune specifically says 45, page 45. Fortune, when the result of a D20 roll is a failure, you can expend fortune to turn the failure into success. When another player rolls a D20, you can expend fortune to grant 2 boons on the roll. When any player, including you, rolls a D6, you can expend fortune to replace the number on the die with a 6.
Okay. Yeah, so I have fortune. So I can make it a success?
You can.
All right, and so I'll expend a spell slot to use my Divine Smite as well then.
And you notice this since you're expending this. It is a demon, so you get an additional D6.
I was hoping so, but... All right, so this is a pretty good roll. 12, 16, 19,
Nice.
21 points of damage.
Wow. Yes. The creature, clearly it is now a thin column of vomitous mass now. It's lost over half of the volume that it once had, so it's this very thin, spindly line of human goo that is standing before you at this point.
Shimmy Christmas is tough.
Mm.
It would have been even tougher if it could hit. So, would anyone else like to take a fast action?
Yeah. Third verse, same as the other two.
All right, give me your intellect test.
Only got a 10 on my intellect test.
Okay, but a 10 is all you need to succeed.
Okay.
So,
Well, yeah.
so
Retreat
now you are
triggered.
3 areas away from the shadow. So at best, it will not be able to catch up with you and harm you, or it may just get lost itself.
Well, now I can take a slow turn to really stretch it out.
Let it get closer and then run away again. Would anyone else like to take a fast turn?
Shenanigan, because why not?
Okay.
That would be a 9, 10, 11. So nothing.
Okay.
Nothing at all.
Did you fire an arrow?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I was just gonna say, like, one of the little vomitous pseudopods just like grabs the arrow out of the air and pulls it into the mass.
I hit
I
it.
don't want. Oh, sorry. I don't want to change what happened before, but when I turn it into a success, does that make it a 20?
It's just considered a success.
So it wouldn't fall into the forceful strike.
Yeah, only actually rolling a 20 is considered rolling a 20.
Okay.
So it is a non-denoted success. Okay.
Awesome.
So, now that means that we're at the end of player character fast turns. So now that you know that it is a demon, this demon that was vomited up by the noble is going to make its attack. So it's going to attack Vigdis. It's going to attack Vigdis. 16? Does a 16 hit Vigdis?
16 does not. Nope. Slams against my shield again.
Yep. And a 12 versus Kane.
That misses.
I have not rolled above a 5 for any of its attacks so far. I've been rolling higher on the 6 than I have on its attacks. Oh, man. So that is the demon's turn. Now I'm going to... oh, no. Well, now we're going to do slow turns for any of the PCs.
Okay, so Vigdis will... I think I'm the last one left here, so let me try and brain it. And 19.
A 19 hits.
Nice. Okay, and... Come on. 12 again. Different variations in numbers with the same result each time. Jeez.
All right. So you hit it solidly, but it has not discorporate yet.
Okay.
There is very little left of it, and basically at this point, it's just kind of like picking up some of the goo from the floor as more of it falls off, so it's like in this constant stream of trying to keep its mass together. All right, so that was Victus. The shadow is going to try and follow. Shadow does not follow, so the shadow stays 3 areas away from Fringe. So now we enter the 4th round, and anyone that can take fast actions may do so.
Is the noble still here, or did this thing like replace him completely, or is he still just kind of standing there?
He's not standing. There is a desiccated body laying on the floor.
Oh, okay, cool.
Where this thing was at. So would anyone like to take a fast action?
I did take a fast action. I got a 24.
Nice. That hits.
All right. So that will include my forceful action anyway. So I get 3. I don't need to roll that though, sorry. Oh, not that good. So 9, 11 points.
All right. So you, if you shove your weapon through the thing, does forceful action have any kind of holy, flary stuff? I just wanted to get the visual for the thing, or is it just your warrior? Okay. So yeah,
Just warrior stuff.
You just hacked it down with your sword, forcefully, hack, rip the thing to shreds. It's all over the place. Now, as the creature falls apart, there's goo all over the room. The shadows deepen here for a moment, and if everyone in the room could give me an agility test.
7.
Yeah, 7 as well.
Okay.
18.
18. All right. So, Widow's Cry, you got out of the way of this. Ooh, now I roll good. The body, what's left of the demon's body, explodes into a spray of acid.
Ah.
Those of you that failed the test take 15 points of damage.
Aye.
Nope.
Those of you that pass the test take 7.
Okay.
I would rather take none.
So that was Kane's fast action there. Would anyone else like to take a fast action, because there's still something going on in the hallway outside?
Can we hear it though?
You might. We'll see in a minute.
I'm gonna go with a slow action this turn.
Yeah, I'm on slow.
All right. So, going with the slow action, the shadow has still not found Fringe, so it will not be going until after Fringe goes. Everyone that's still in the room, give me a perception test.
Hey. Seven. No, sorry, 6.
It's good to know that Vigdus's keen senses take care of him out in the wild, but not inside a room.
He can't be surprised. He can't find anything though.
Oh man.
13,
Okay.
I think.
So Widow's Cry, you've noticed this, and it's just now kind of sinking in. But outside in the hallway, it sounds like you heard like footsteps go past, and then you heard those footsteps go past again, the other direction, and then they went past again. So you're definitely hearing movement in the hallway back and forth. You can do with that what you will, but
I was going to take a slow action to search the noble for the key.
okay.
Since this thing is down, I'm gonna take a slow action to quaff one of my healing potions.
Okay.
I'll take a triggered action to lament the absence of Abby.
All right. Widow's Cry, give me an intellect test to search the place.
20.
Yeah, you managed to find a key on the noble's body. You're not sure what it's for, but you definitely have a key now.
Oh, I thought he locked the door behind us because you had said something about having to break down the door earlier.
Well, no, he may have. He may have. I'm just saying that you
Okay.
can assume that this is the key to the door. It may not be. It's up to you. Yeah, but it doesn't say. There's not like an A on it and an A on the door.
Is it a gold lock?
I thought there was some story secret. I thought there was some story secret that you were privy to that we didn't know.
Is it a gold key and there's a voice saying where there's a gold key, there must be a gold door?
Well, it's either that or it's the Resident Evil thing where it's like, this door is locked. We need 3 random crests that need to be arranged in a certain pattern to open the door. Who builds doors like that? Oh, man. Anyway, so the shadow, or first, Fringe, what are you doing?
I will go into any like rooms or peek through the doors anyway. See if I can't spot like a room big enough to house the a hut. And if I do, I'll go inside and look for secret entrances.
You know, the room that they were ushering the people into is large enough that it probably could have held a hut if it's all curled up with its legs curled under it.
All right, we'll go in there. We'll peek our head in there.
When you try that door, it is locked.
Then I'll spend an action to unlock it. Or I can spend a fast action or some shit. I don't know. No, I didn't take that one. All right. So it's still a whole action.
Yeah, so you were taking a slow action. You were already in this area. So.
Yeah. All right. Go. 18.
All right, so those of you inside this room, you hear the door click. Fringe, did you open the door?
Peeks her head inside.
So you look in here, you see all 3 of your companions that you came here with. There is a desiccated dead body on the floor, and there's vomit all over the walls.
Say, have you found the chicken hut? Expectantly, like eyes like bright.
It was not
We think
inside that noble.
We think maybe Lord Togan came from the chicken hut, and didn't he come through a different door?
Yeah, there were 2 different doors.
Yeah, the other door that he came through pointed at it.
I go to that door and I go through it.
That door is also locked, and that will end this turn. And now we're going to see if the shadow finds you. Hey, the shadow did find you, but the shadow where it ends this turn is out in the hallway. So if anyone looks out in the hallway, they see like this moving shadow.
Oh.
Is that thing following you?
I say, oh, Teapot. He's useless. Ignore him.
Oh, man. Okay, so this is round 5. All of you are in the room now. Fringe is at the locked door that leads to the other direction out of the room, and there is a shadow in the hallway. What is everyone doing?
I'll take a fast turn to unlock the door and then triggered action to retreat behind it.
Okay. So give me your test to see if you unlock it.
Another 18.
So poor Widow's Cry is standing here with the key that he just got off of the noble's body.
Fringe, it's crazy with some fucking monster behind her. Unlocks the door. That's great.
So Fringe unlocks the door, then opens it and hides behind the door. So yeah, you guys see staircase leading down.
Oh no, I'll go down. I'll go down the staircase. I retreat behind the portal I'm in.
Okay. So
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. Is the staircase big enough for a chicken hut to walk up and down?
no, it is not.
Oh, then I have no interest in it. I shut the damn door.
You guys do hear piteous moaning coming from that once the door is open, though.
Does it sound like a chicken hut moaning?
No.
Again,
Well, I don't know. You didn't hear the chicken hut moan, so I'm not sure what the chicken hut would sound like when it's moaning. However,
I feel like Fringe is really desperate at this point.
Fringe has unlocked and opened the door. Anyone else like to take a fast turn?
I did use a healing potion last turn, by the way.
Okay.
Widow's Cry will step through the door.
The one leading down into the stairs?
Yes.
Okay. So Widow's Cry, you walk down, you see, much like everything else in the house, there are torches and lanterns lighting things to where you can see to walk down the stairs, but they're also casting a whole lot of extra shadows. Would you like to go all the way down the stairs? Because the door's already open. Okay, so you're just stepping in.
Part way down.
You see figures moving around, but that's about it. All right. Anyone else like to take a fast action?
What a triggered action is. I think I'm all right. I want to see what this thing's doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right then. So, dun, 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 dun. On the we switch to slow turns. It is not going on a fast turn because it's going to have to move into this area from the hallway and track down its prey and possibly go, ooh, more prey. So, on a slow turn, what would people like to do?
We haven't seen these shadows before or anything like that, right?
You saw one back in the Shadow Labyrinth way back in the first town that you guys were in, but that one actually guided you through that labyrinth.
Okay.
Okay. Vigdis will take his triggered action to make his trollish battle cry again. Dibs! Pointing at the shadow, and then he will use his action to ready an action for if this thing moves into range,
Right.
he's going to attack it.
Gotcha. Okay.
I'll catch my breath.
Okay. Probably a good thing. With acidic vomit all over you.
Yeah.
All right. So the creature slides into the room, slithering along the floor as only shadows can slither.
I like that.
So yes, Vigdis, go ahead and take your whack at it as it slides into the room.
Not chicken anymore, so that's good. A 17.
All right, a 17 does hit it.
Nice. And 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. All right. So yes, some of the shadow stuff kind of. Oh wait, 10 points of damage, and you have. All right. So yes, your weapon cuts into it, and you definitely cleave off some of its shadow stuff, but it's not a solid being, so you don't feel like you got as much of a bite into it as you normally would.
Okay.
So it moves into the room, but basically it hates all life force and just wants to drain it. So you're a life force, and you're the first thing that got near it. So it shifts its attention from Fringe over to you.
Yep.
And So 2 boons, which won't matter because I'll roll terrible. Oh my gosh, I rolled a 20.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit. It's not good with shadows.
That's a 26 to hit you finally.
That hits.
So that means
What?
that triggers the drain attack.
It does, yeah. So
So,
I believe it's 1 corruption for me.
so first, you take 8 points of damage,
Okay.
and you gain 1 corruption,
Yep.
and your total health is 6 lower now.
Yeah.
And you make strength attack rolls with 1 bane.
Awesome.
Forever?
I think it's still 1 until I rest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
Does he get a saving throw or anything? Or
No, I think it's just because he rolled real high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it triggers if it gets
Okay.
a 20 or higher.
Yeah. It's their the shadow special attack when it rolls over 20.
Drain is nasty.
Wait, what did it roll?
Huh?
What did it roll again?
It got a natural 20, and then
Oh,
I
no.
got a 4 or a 2 on the boon and plus 4 to hit.
Okay, that's what. Because if it didn't, I think it still needs to beat me by 5 over my thing, and my thing's 18. So if it rolled over 23, then yeah.
Okay. That's right, yeah. Yep, so yeah. It got a 26, so yes, it's still drained. So when I finally hit, I hit solidly.
You do.
All right, so that is, we're going into the 6th round. Who would like to take fast actions?
Vegas would.
I don't think I got my slow action last turn.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second though.
All right,
I did a triggered action. What is a triggered action? I guess I don't know.
if you have a
Yeah,
class
well,
ability that lets you do a triggered action, you get to do a triggered action. You just only get 1 triggered action per turn.
So it doesn't. So
I'll
I can
have
still
to-
do slow action.
Still have a regular action, yes.
All right, yeah. So I'll try and whack it with my sword or slash it with my sword.
Opportunity free attacks from movement are triggered actions.
Yes.
So I got a 23.
All right, that definitely hits.
So that includes my forceful strike then.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So 6, 11, 13 points of damage.
All right.
Nice.
You also notice that your strike is not as solid as it would be, but you definitely cleave some of the shadow stuff from its body. So you've both harmed it, but because it's made out of this shadowy stuff, it's it's like cleaving smoke away from the thing.
Mm.
So now we're in round 6. What would everyone like to do?
So Vegas would like to go fast. I'm using my triggered action to catch my breath, which will give me a heal back.
Okay.
But then because I'm doing that, it triggers my Blood of Giants. Whenever I heal damage, I make strength attack rolls with 1 boon for 1 round.
So you're
So
normal.
though it's weakening me, I'm drawing on my heritage to get that boon back and see if I can make it pay. Yeah, 20, which plus my strength is 26.
All right.
He's not pleased. Whatever he says in trolls to this thing, it shouldn't be translated. Oh, damage was not good. 7 points of damage.
All right. So you do something to it, but it's definitely still here.
All right, I'll take a fast action to try and waste it.
Yep.
All right.
Oop, I get to re-roll the boon die. All right, so 19.
19 definitely hits it.
All right, so I'll do 2d6. All right, so that is 11 points of damage.
All right. So even with the reduced effectiveness of stabbing a partially insubstantial mass of shadows, your sword cleaves the thing in half, and the shadows disperse just like smoke on the wind.
Awesome.
So
So I'm looking a little gaunter than usual, and I turn to Kane and say, I don't like those.
are you poisoned like permanently, or do we know, or are you poisoned, or what's the affliction?
Is this
I
like a
guess?
racehorse situation?
Just
Or?
until you take complete rest.
But is he poisoned, or is it corruption, or what kind of affliction is it?
No,
I
mean,
guess.
It's just the only thing that's going to get rid of this is if he rests. It's not a.
Okay, there is no way to remove the. He doesn't have an affliction on him or anything.
So his max health is 6 lower, and he takes 1 bane. And the corruption, he can only get rid of that the way you would normally get rid of corruption, which is not easy.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, because I can remove poisoned affliction, so I was just wondering if that's what it was. But if it's not, then that's cool.
No.
all right, so
Need a nap.
we are out of combat. And what would you guys like to do at this point?
Widow's Cry is going to contemplate why he's had 5 gold crowns on him for a year, and he hasn't bothered to upgrade to a longbow.
He's been too busy giving those gold coins away. Oh yeah, they weren't real gold coins, were they?
No one knows that. Well, somebody knows that.
Let's head down the stairs, right?
People have leaves tomorrow know that.
All right. So when you head downstairs, you see who all is heading downstairs.
Before we go downstairs, Vigdis is going to break that door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get trapped.
Oh, good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make a strength test. It's not.
I
too
have a
Well,
key.
I'm going to assume there's going to be a couple of tries to get it off, just because he's been weakened by this thing. But he's going to take enough time necessary to.
Okay.
I have a key.
Give me a.
I have the door.
Give me a strength test just because I want to see if something bad happens. Which
Sure.
I'm sure won't. I'm sure nothing bad will happen.
Okay, I got a total of 13.
Okay, yeah. So you just, you sit there and you yank on it the first time, and you're like, normally I could yank a door off this easily. And then you kind of plant your foot, and then you rip the door off. So, and then Widow's Cry shows you the key. Which,
Easily put it down in front of Widow's Cry so he can.
I lock the door as he holds it and say, gee, so glad no one's going to come up behind us and stab us through this locked door.
or trap us in the basement.
oh man. Okay, so what order and who would like to go downstairs?
Is Fringe downstairs already?
No.
No, we determined the hut wouldn't be able to get up or down the stairs, so she has no interest in going down there.
It's true.
Okay.
Hey, Fringe.
Yes.
This is a magic hut, right?
Obviously. Says.
Wouldn't it make a lot of sense that if you wanted to have a house that could go places, it could shrink to fit places where it couldn't otherwise? Otherwise, you're limited to really open places.
She thinks on that for a moment.
Only Fey logic can penetrate Fey logic.
And then begin sauntering down the stairs looking for traps.
Oh man. All right. So what order are you guys heading downstairs?
I'll go first. Looking for traps.
Okay.
The Widow's Cry will go third.
Okay.
I guess Vigdis will carry up the rear.
Well, he's got that lovely door to use as a rear guard shield.
Yeah. He really would be effective tower shield.
Oh man. Okay, so you guys walk down the stairs. You hear moaning, a few cries out. Some people not particularly sounding like they're in good shape. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, you see various torture implements. Yes.
Before we go down, Widow's Cry will use 4 arrows and some rope to create an arm brace on the door so that he can actually hold the door more conveniently in one arm.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. So you have the door shield, and you hear these people like crying or moaning from this area down here, When you get to the bottom of the steps, you see various people strapped to different types of torture devices. None of them look particularly happy. There is... Hey, there are people that might look happy strapped to torture devices. I'm just going to, throw that out there.
Yeah, but a lot of those are upstairs.
That's true.
Hey, what happened to our entourage? Anyway,
Once they saw that your invitation got switched, they all kind of naturally drifted away from you.
okay.
Like, it seems like the regular attendees of this party understand what the different invitations mean. So as you're walking down here, you see a person that is kind of going from table to implement, making notes, looking at things, adjusting the lighting to make sure that there's a proper amount of shadows down here. And what you notice is that this person is wearing the same really nice black robes with the same mask that you guys saw way back in the first village that you guys were at.
Was this the mask that the group with Mother Bastion?
No. This isn't an Inquisitor's mask. This is a different. This is
Bad guys in the basement, in the well, or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, the people that were under the stone.
Right, the ones who moved the stone, or the ones who?
Yes.
Okay.
That had the chamber where they were sacrificing all the people.
Okay.
So, what would you guys like to do as you see this? The guy hasn't really noticed you yet. He's kind of like busy taking notes and, oh, I have to move the rack up 2 spaces and then wait 5 seconds for a response. Ah! Subject yelled at approximately...
Are there other exits from this room, or?
There's another set of stairs that goes up on the other side of the room.
I think we got to take care of this guy. By
You,
take care of,
sir,
I mean
are an amateur.
take care of.
All right, so I am going to assume fast turns. Who would like to take a fast turn?
Is this guy
Can
swear
we
already?
reach him?
What's that?
Same question.
Yeah. Can we attack him on a fast turn?
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that then.
This is basically your areas are this room and both staircases, and you guys are all in this close area here.
So I'm apparently. Do you want to yell your battle cry and attack, or do you want me to go first?
I really do.
All right, go ahead.
So he yells out in Trollish, "Dibs!" and charges him. It's with the. No, sorry, I shouldn't have that. So it's 20.
All right, that definitely hits.
All points of damage.
How much?
12.
Okay. Dun-dun. All right. You solidly hit him, and he is suddenly aware that there are people down here. Ow, that hurted! You are a large one.
So came thinking that is a pretty effective cry. Won't attempt to emulate it, but we'll rush into attack as well. Oh boy,
Thanks.
but I did get a 26.
That
So
definitely hits, and it triggers your thing.
All right. All right, 10, 12, 15 points of damage.
All right. Unlike the Shadow, this guy seems to be taking every bit of this damage, but he's kind of tough. He's like, oh!
My liver.
All right. So, is anyone else taking a fast action this turn?
I'll take a slow.
Okay. And Widow's Cry?
No, he's taking a slow.
Okay. All right. So, the cultist, first, there are about 4 different people in this room strapped to various apparatuses, and there are shadows falling over each of them. He gestures at one of them and goes, I am so sorry to lose all the research that we're doing. But he gestures over to that person, and that person, the shadows completely engulf them. They disappear, and he suddenly looks healthier.
Oh.
And is he like a desiccated form afterwards, or just gone?
It's like the shadow fell over them, and they turned into a shadow, and then they were completely gone. So, now he can still do this. And this is where I really wish that they had all the spells alphabetized.
Yeah, and not just in like level order and
Yeah.
group order.
All right. So that is. There we go. Okay. So he is going to cast a spell, and he is centering it in the middle of the room, and you see a glyph appear in the center of the room that appears to be made out of shadow.
Anything else happen?
No. That is all that happens.
Fringe will take her slow turn.
Okay.
She surveys the area for signs of chicken hut. Sees none.
Yeah.
Mumbles something about watching our backside and then meanders back up the stairs.
Okay. So Fringe walks back up the stairs. Widow's Cry, what would you like to do?
Celerity to move twice my speed, and then he's going to go around the room, turn up all the lights, and play a symphony of screams on the people who are still tied up. While making
Okay.
his way to the foot of the stairs on the far side of the room, avoiding the glyph, and say, "That's how you do it, amateur."
So, what does that do?
I just moved twice my speed.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he zips around the room, turning up lights and making people scream in a beautiful symphony.
Ah, I understand now. Okay. Okay, so you head back up there, and Team Fairy.
Well, and he stopped at the stairs at the far side of the room.
Ah, the other stairs that you haven't been up yet. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, you are up that side.
No escaping.
Gotcha. All right then. And so that will bring us to round 2. Who would like to take a fast turn?
I will, but Kane, you want to go first?
Sure. So we'll see if we can't finish this guy off while all of our companions are doing weirdo shit.
Yeah.
Jeez, I have a 19.
Okay, that definitely hits.
That's not the extra damage, though.
No.
So it's 10 points of damage.
All right. No. Okay. He is still alive.
Okay, let's see if I can rectify that. Unfortunately, because of my weakness, I'm not getting any boons on this. Oh, fuck. I'm guessing an 8 does not hit.
An 8 does not hit.
My limbs fail me. But I will use a triggered action to isolate this guy.
Okay. So he is isolated. So that's Kane and Vigdis. Anyone else want to take fast turns?
Sure, I will shoot the guy because that's always fun.
Okay.
He... 21
A 21 hits him.
Nice.
for 6 points of damage. Ha.
He is not happy with you. Ow! The arrow lodges firmly in his buttocks. All right. So, and Fringe, would you like to take a fast action?
No, I'm fine with the slow.
Okay. So then on his turn, he looks at another person on one of the torture devices. The shadows engulf them, and he looks healthier now. So he obviously has not recovered all of his wounds, but as the shadows flow over them, he stands up a little bit straighter and yanks the arrow out of his butt. And at this point, he looks over at Vigdis and he goes, "You are a big one," and casts a spell at him.
Okay.
So,
Hopefully not targeting intellect or will.
no, it is targeting agility.
That's just that much better.
So, what is your
Agility's a 10.
agility? Vigdis, what is your agility?
10.
So he will hit, but he does not get the 20 or above result. So he hits you with a black bolt of the underworld,
Ouch.
and
The Black Bolt of the Underworld.
you get it doesn't really matter for the area thing, but just as if you were, because you have reach anyway, but you are no longer engaged to him because it knocks you back. And what happens is this spell goes off, and then the glyph goes off. So you initially take, so altogether it is 20 points of damage.
Holy shit.
You get hit with
Okay,
the shadow bolt, and then the darkness around the bolt deepens, and then magic flares out of it and hits you again.
Is that glyph still there?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So that was his fast turn. Who would like to take slow turns? There's only one person left. Fringe, what would you like to do?
Well, I will go back up, and of course, now that I'm pretty sure there are no chicken tracks here in the house, I'm just going to go back to the room with the dark book and look in there for hints on how to find the chicken house.
Okay.
Or begin looking anyway. If it looks like I'm not going to get anything out of it, then I'm just going to leave the book. But,
Okay, so
just
that's
skim it.
about 4 areas away, so you are 2 areas away from getting back to that room,
Start walking.
following the hallways around. Okay. So, round 3. Who would like to take a fast turn?
I'll take a fast turn.
All right.
You can go first.
The tortured person closest to where the shadow was last time.
Mhm.
Shooting it.
Okay.
10.
Yeah, that will hit. They are tied down to a torture machine, so yes.
6 points of damage.
Don't even have to roll damage. If you hit one of the people tied up to one of the torture machines, they're gone. So yes, one of his healing batteries is now gone.
Nice.
So he only has 1 healing battery left. So that was
Okay.
Guy's turn. Who would like to go next?
Kane, if you want to go ahead. I'm going to try and knock this guy out of the area where that glyph is on my turn. So
I don't think he's in the glyph area. You are, because you got knocked back into it, right?
Well, the glyph affects any of his magic in this area, so it doesn't matter where you're
It
touching.
doesn't matter where he is. And I'm going to try and chop him down anyway, regardless. So
Okay.
That would be a 16, 17.
That hits him.
nice.
Okay, so that's 2d6. So that's 10, 13. No, 12. Sorry, 12.
All right. So he is looking very haggard, at least as much as you can tell through the robes and the mask. So that was Kane's turn. Who else would like to take a fast turn?
Vigdis would.
Okay.
So he didn't care for that. he's going to use his overbear, race in and knock this guy back up to the stairs where Widow's Cry is.
Okay.
Let's see if this works. So I need to roll higher than his strength, and I rolled a 11.
All right. So, yeah. His strength is 11.
So it's against his strength, which means it's the same way that an attack would be with defense, which means hitting the target number should be a success.
Yeah, that's target number.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So he should be knocked back up the stairs and out of this area of the glyph.
Okay.
Nothing else happens, unfortunately, but
All right. So you knock him back, and he is no longer a part of the, or close enough to his well of dark power, which is oddly what the thing is called.
nice.
So you knock him away from that. That is Vigdis's turn. Fringe, would you like to take a turn?
I'll take a slow turn to.
Okay. So you'll make it back to the room by the end of this. And so that's going to be his turn. And he is going to kill his last battery. He still doesn't look super healthy, but he's still alive. So he reaches out, like he can still reach into the room and kill the people with the shadows, but he is out of where the glyph is going to trigger for him.
Yep.
But let's see, he is right next to the elf now. So he's thinking he might just blast
because he's
and go.
He's still in my reach, and he's been in my reach since I isolated him. He still should have a bane on anyone other than me he attacks.
Gotcha. Okay, so he's going to target the elf.
Triggered action. Can I take the triggered action?
Sure.
When he lands next to me, I'm going to cast Celerity as a triggered action.
Okay.
And move my speed without taking attacks of opportunity. And I'm now standing back behind the Jotun.
Okay.
Nice.
So he goes, "Zroop," and he sees the Jotun there, and so that would add another Bane, which isn't necessary because my rolling is back to normal again now. So that means I got a 6 to attack. So the cultist attempts to lash out with another black bolt of energy, which does absolutely nothing. So on Fringe's slow turn, you get back down the hallway to the door. You can open the door, but you cannot go in on this turn.
Okay.
But you also, the rapidly shifting, partially humanoid, partially mechanical form of Peabody and say, "Don't go in alone, you fool! Don't do it!" So now we're into round 4. And I'm going to let the dog in really quick while you guys determine who wants to take fast turn.
Sure.
I can't reach him in a fast turn, so because he's out of this area, right?
You could do a lunging strike. You take a Bane on your attack roll, and you can reach 1 extra.
Probably shouldn't do that. But you can reach him because you have reach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a slow, and you can go fast, and if we need to.
Okay. I'm just hopeful we can take him down this round because I'm down to 15 hit points right now.
Oh, I've been sitting on 8 ever since that last fight.
Oh shit! Do you have no healing potion?
My healing rate is 2. It feels like it would be a waste.
So when you said you were made of wood, you meant balsa wood.
Yeah. Good breeze just blows them right over.
Hey, my hit points went up by 4 this last time. I'm at a whopping 15.
Oh, man. Okay, so who would like to take a fast turn?
I would. Vigdis would, please.
Okay.
Okay, so Vigdis is, let's see here. -1, so I got 1 boon because of the prey, but I lose 1 boon because of I'm puny.
I'm sorry, his healing rate's 3 because a quarter of 15 would be 3.
Hot damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, how does an 18 work?
18 definitely hits him.
Awesome. See if we can make him a greasy
It
spear.
works just like a 17, but one higher.
Nice. That's a 9.
All right, 9 damage.
Yep.
Oh, he is still here. He is in very bad shape.
I
Widow's Cry
set him up for Kane.
will
Or for Widow's Cry.
take a fast action.
Okay.
Phasing Missile. He can see parts of the guy around him, so he knows where around the Jotun, so he knows where he is.
All right.
Phasing Missile straight through the Jotun into his chest, hopefully.
Gotcha.
Every time this happens, it freaks Victus out.
An arrow shot out of my chest.
Good grief. That would be a, 5, 7? Probably doesn't hit.
A 7 is lower than his defense, yes. But yes, Victus still sees the arrow phase through him and thunk into the stairs next to the cultist.
What did I eat?
Is that 2 boons that you rolled? So is it only really, you only use the 4? Because you don't add them together, right?
Yeah, you only
take
use the highest.
Okay. That's what I thought. I
Yeah,
wasn't sure.
which made me sad.
Yeah. I've got 10 boons! Okay. So, would anyone else like to take a fast turn?
No.
Sounds like no.
No.
I didn't know if you were waiting for us to say no, or...
Okay, so we saw Fringe and Kane that can go. He no longer has the black bolts of the underworld left, so he's got to rely on Shadow Dart. Much less impressive. So he's going to attempt to Shadow Dart the Jotun who's in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And wow, I suck. That is a 5.
It's agility?
Yeah,
Apparently I rang his bell.
yeah, apparently. So yes, he misses with the Shadow Dart that he attempted to throw at you. All right, so that is his turn. Who would like to take a slow turn?
I'll take a slow turn.
I can... Go ahead.
I will yell at Teapot and ask angrily if there are any spells in the book that will help me find the chicken hut.
There's all sorts of spells in the book. I don't know if you want to look at them because then you'll end up like me.
Oh, you're stupid. And I will pull out a rope and I will lasso the book and drag it out of the room behind me.
Okay, so roll me an agility test.
Agility test.
Unless you have a lasso book ability from your...
I don't. Agility versus book. 19.
All right, so you lasso the book and you can drag it across the room back to you.
Oh, I don't hold it or anything. I just drag it behind me like I would a recalcitrant dog.
Okay. So you lasso the book and you can pull it off the desk.
I
Okay.
start heading wherever.
Kane, what would you like to do?
So as a slow move, I can move over into that zone and attack, right?
Right, yeah, because you're one zone away now, and now you can move that zone and get to him.
That's what I'll attempt to do.
All right.
Ooh, I didn't roll very well. This is 10.
10 is not high enough to hit his defense.
Son of a biscuit. But we're fighting on the stairs now, apparently.
Yes. Everyone is kind of like darting around the stairs at this guy as he's trying to like back his way up to the door and get through it while not dying. All right, so that brings us to round 5. Fast turns. Who would like to take one?
I'll slash it again if I can.
Okay.
Oh, so that would be a 19.
Okay, so a 19 definitely hits him.
And that's 10 points of damage.
All right.
Nice.
10 points of damage. He screams in agony, much like some of the people on the torture devices, and he falls over dead. So now you are at this
All
door.
right.
what would you guys like to do?
Oof. We'll take a moment and drink a healing potion first.
Cast what's it called? Close wounds.
All right.
Look around for Fringe, gone again.
Oh, I rapier suit after dragging some grimoire behind me. I say, "Stay there," and I open it and start paging through, looking for spells to find Chicken Hut, saying "Chicken Hut, Chicken Hut, Chicken Hut" every time I turn the page.
Unfortunately, the book is locked.
What?
Yes.
I will try to pick the lock. No, I'll look for traps first.
All right. You find a trap. You're holding it.
So there's no
thought the
mechanical
book was
traps or anything?
No.
All right.
No,
Let's-
it
I thought the
screams
book
every
was
time
open.
You open it.
Okay, never mind. It's fine.
You need a key and a very special kind of blood to unlock it.
Yeah, I'm
I
going
don't-
to try using thieves' tools.
I don't know what kind of blood.
You can attempt to try and use thieves' tools. You
I
are
will.
not getting anywhere with them.
Oh.
So your action is learning that no mundane means will open this.
I say this book is worthless. Teapot was crazy.
Okay. So what would the rest of you like to do?
Well, with Fringe not around and my companions healing themselves hastily, I will. My ire is up a bit, so I'll just boot this door open.
All right. Give me a strength test with 1 bane.
Oh boy. I got an 11.
All right. So that is high enough that you go kaboom and the door flies open. And what you see, you look through the hallway. Actually, when you go kaboom, Fringe, what you see is one of the bookcases in this room flies open.
Okay.
As if it were a secret door. What Kane sees is you see a desk, and then on the other side of the desk out in the hallway, you see Fringe holding a book, and you see this shadowy figure like shifting back and forth between looking vaguely like Teapot and looking like a tortured humanoid figure that is just kind of berating Fringe for not being more careful. And when you kick this open, you notice in the corner of the room that Fringe cannot see, there is another shadow moving.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you would, give me a perception test.
Ooh, a 16.
All right. With your 16, you notice that in the tumultuous aftermath of lassoing the book, there is what appears to be a vial of blood and a key on the floor that got knocked off the desk.
Mm. Warn Fringe that there's another shadow there. And then it looks like we have everything we need to turn into the Inquisition to get these guys in trouble here, obviously. So I say it's maybe time to get out of here.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, obviously I saw these things and they don't mean anything necessarily bad to me.
Mhm.
So I would, I could point those out. I mean,
Well, before the
look
round
at that.
starts, on his turn, I'll use a triggered action to retreat from the shadow.
Okay. So we will go into rounds again here. Okay. So, Fringe, you're using your triggered action to retreat from the shadow.
Yes.
Who else would like to take a fast action? You're all one area away because
Oh,
you're...
no. I was saying I was using my triggered action before the rounds even
Oh,
begin.
okay. Gotcha.
Because it's triggered action, so I can do that, right? Yeah.
Okay. So, Fringe is further down the hallway.
Fringe, there's somebody behind you. And instantly, she just leaps away.
So, basically, you have hallway, office, and stairs for your areas, unless you want to go back down into the torture chamber. So that's the order of the areas. So what would you guys like to do?
I was just going to go back down to the torture chamber and come out on the other side, but it's up to you guys what you want to do. I did point out that there was some stuff laying on the floor there if Widows is interested in it. So
Ryan does not want to lose a second character to that book.
Come on.
So, Widow's Cry will take
on.
Character would be into, man.
a
Really
fast
feel like
action.
a character be trying to check that out.
Let's go, Ryan.
And he will search the torture because that's what he was going to do after he healed himself.
Okay. So you're checking the torture room. Give me an
No.
intellect test.
Searching the torturer.
Oh, the torturer. Gotcha. You know what? I'm going to say you don't even need to make a check for this. You're just rifling through his pockets, and he has yet another key, which looks very similar to the key that you already have.
I will add it to my useless keyring.
And you have his book of notes,
I'll pocket that.
and that's about it. I mean, you could take his mask off and see the ugly, deformed face that these guys have underneath their things, but
I like my mask better.
Okay, so you have his book of notes and the key. So that is your fast
Yep.
turn. Who else would like to take a fast turn?
No, take it slow.
Okay.
I'll take it slow.
Okay. All right. So it is also going to take a slow because it's in the office and people are either in the hallway or in the stairwell. So it is not going. So who would like to take their slow turns?
Vic just
ahead,
wants to see what everyone else does, so I'll go last.
I was just going to retreat from this thing,
Yeah.
go down into the thing and go come up the stairs on the other side. I don't know how many things I can move, I guess.
You can move. You can on a slow turn if you wanted to move from this staircase down into the torture room and up into the other staircase. You could do that.
All right, I say, yeah, let's move. There's a shadow coming, another shadow.
All right. So you move down the stairs into the torture room, up the other stairs. So you're outside, almost ready to go back into the other room.
Yeah. Although
Okay.
I am conflicted slightly because that would allowing other people, even though they're bad, to be eaten by a shadow. It doesn't seem like maybe that's the best idea, but that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, and also, before I forget it, I know this isn't something that would bother Widow's Cry that much, but you did get a point of corruption for shooting a person that is tied up to a torture machine, however technically sound that was.
Really? Okay.
But you know what, though? It was tactically sound, and it makes sense for you, so you'll get a point of corruption, but I'm going to give you fortune as well, because it was tactically sound.
It was, in fairness to him too, it was a merciful thing too. It's almost euthanasia because that thing wasn't gonna end well either.
I would, you know what, I thought of that for a minute, but the fact that you might get the Inquisition in here to free people, there was a chance of them not just living the rest of their lives in the dungeon, so that's kind of what I weighed that against.
It sounds, of course, sort of corrupting to me, even though it is a good idea. I mean, corruption doesn't really, choose from good or bad ideas. So,
So anyway, that was Kane's turn, Widow's Cry's turn. Vigdis or Fringe, what would you guys like to do?
Vigdis is booking it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh no, Fringe is just gonna dive in the direction of her allies / other targets.
Okay. So then Vigdis will make his move. He was in the torture area, so he'll go upstairs and then into that other room.
Okay.
Is
so
there a window?
You're
Is
in
there
the,
a window there?
no, actually, that's the weird thing. Most of the windows are in outside hallways in this building. So most
Okay.
of the rooms are kind of like interior rooms, the way they have this built.
So once we get into the hallway, there'll be a window there.
Yes.
Yeah. So my plan is to just run at the window on the next round and just smash through it so we can get outside immediately.
Gotcha. Okay. So, that's what you're doing. And Fringe, were you running back into the hallway, or were you going to run through the office to your allies?
Well, if he runs towards the hallway, then I will run in his direction. He's the best meat shield.
Well, he retreated back into the torture room and out that direction. So you would have to
Okay.
cross through the hallway, which you would get closer to the shadow first, but then you would be an area away from it on the other side.
I will follow after the Joan.
Okay, so you run through the room. The shadow kind of starts moving towards you, but you keep moving. Here's a question. Here's a slight temptation. As you run through there, you do see the key and the vial of blood. Would you like to attempt to grab them on your way through? And I will throw this in there before you do this. If you fail, you are only one area away from the shadow, so it will be able to reach you.
No, I mean, I don't think it's going to actually help me find the chicken hut, so...
Okay. All right, so you cross through the hallway, you go down the stairs, so you're 2 areas away from the shadow. The shadow closes to where it's only 1 area away from you and Widow's Cry, and 2 areas away from Kane, and 3 areas away from Vigdis. Okay, so next turn. Fast turns. What's everybody want to do? If you would like to take a fast turn.
Vigdis, you're the farthest away. You should decide if you're going slow or, I mean, you should go first.
Yeah, I'm going slow.
Okay.
I'm going slow. My into that hallway and then through the window.
Fast turn.
Okay. What would Widow's Cry like to do?
Use a 2nd level spell slot to cast a level 1 spell of Fade.
Okay.
He is hidden for 1 minute.
Okay. You're hidden. All right. Who else would like to go if they would like to?
I'll wait for a slow turn.
So, the shadow is going to take a slow turn because it needs to move into an area before it can attack anyone. So, who would like to take their slow turns?
I will take my slow turn to follow after Vigdis, but I'll need him to run out and...
Let me open the way
go for it. Go for it.
to the
So, yeah,
to the hallway, and what he's been waiting to do since he stepped first in this hallway and smashed through the window.
all right. Give me a strength test.
Okay.
Oh, I hope he does the stick and slide.
That's a 20. 20.
All right. So, Vigdis breaks through the window, and I can only help but, picture, Vigdis as breaking through the window going, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, there is now an open window for people to jump through. And Vigdis is just outside. So that's Vigdis's turn. Who else would like to take a fast turn?
I'll move outside.
Okay. So, Kane, you're there, room, hallway, you're right by the window. So, yeah, you can get right. Yeah. So, you can get out of there, too. So, we will say you're out. Fringe?
Yeah, I go follow after Vigdis.
Okay. Widow's Cry is hidden.
Oh, hold on. I'll grab valuables and then follow after Vigdis.
There's not really much valuable in the... Well, okay, if you really want to try and brunch free one of the alchemical lamps, you can try that.
Yeah, sure. If it looks golden and stuff, I'll take that.
Okay, so give me a strength test with 1 Bane.
Can I pry it off with these tools?
I will let you remove the Bane.
All right.
You pull out a little pry bar.
Strength versus lamp. No, I got a 1.
Okay, so you do not pry free the...
I do not. All
the
right.
alchemical lamp. Do you proceed to jump out the window, or are you going
The whole
to
thing was a waste, and then I jump out the window,
Okay.
dejected.
Okay, the shadow, not seeing anyone, because the elf is concealed and it does not detect him, slithers into the torture room, doesn't sense anyone here, slithers back into the office where it's been told to stand guard. So that is it for that. So Widow's Cry, I guess the question is, do you follow the same path that everybody else just followed?
Possibly, but is picking things up off the ground an action?
Yeah, but I mean, we're not in structured time at the moment, so.
Well, no. What I mean by that is it something that would be considered an action?
What is the wording that you're worried about?
The effect ends if you use a action or triggered action.
Yeah, it would be an action, but the thing is gone now. Like it slithered back away.
Into the office where everything he was going to pick up was.
Oh, yeah. Yes. So yeah, if you actually reach down to pick those up, yes, it would trigger that.
Can you just kind of scuff him along the ground? Drag his foot a little bit?
Unfortunately, I think if they start moving, the shadow would notice that too. You could grab them, and then structured time wouldn't start until then, and you could start off like two areas away from it.
Can I get all three? Well, I'm assuming he left the book because he couldn't open it. So can I get all three pieces in one go?
Did Fringe leave it? I know you were upset, but
Oh yeah, no, I didn't care about it as soon as I found out it was no good for chicken.
okay. Yeah, because the book is in the hallway and the key and the thing are in the office. So yeah.
But there's a rope.
Yeah, it's still tied to my rope. It's true.
That's true. You would be running back into the hallway that leads into the labyrinthine hallways, though.
Walk through the office and into the hallway. No actions. And then in the hallway, grab the book and start back to the office. Being visible now, so being in structured time.
Okay.
And grab the other stuff.
So you feel a presence touch your mind as soon as you grab the book. And the presence says to you, the presence is very familiar to you on a meta level. The presence says to you, "Are you planning on using that?"
I have no idea.
It's very, very dangerous.
I'm pretty sure we shouldn't leave it here then.
Yes. Keep it far away from them, but don't use it.
Can you do something about this guy? And point at the shadow in the corner.
I can hide you if you let me inside you, but there could be consequences.
I'd like to be inside you.
You are curious about the world beyond your home and seek new experiences among the fascinating creatures here. Sure.
All right, so he can hide you temporarily. You will take 1 corruption from him crawling inside you.
Okay.
So you inhale Teapot, and he goes into all of your orifices, and now he's inside you. You can grab the key and the vial, and he will lead you out.
Sounds good.
So now that you are out, he cannot maintain his connection to this world for very long. So you may ask me one question before I disappear, but I'm fading quickly.
How many licks does it take to get to the center?
32.7 if you assume an average tongue length.
One question, huh?
Latin or un-Latin swallow?
Are the contents of the book worth seeing?
Are the contents of the book worth seeing?
Yes.
You can find out a great many secrets about what is currently going on in the book if you look into it. But the book can also destroy you! And it disappears. And he's gone completely. He's no longer inside you.
Well, it didn't destroy him, so you know.
Yeah, he was dead.
It didn't. He's there. He just talked to us and warned us and stuff.
Interesting.
How your character ended up with this book again?
because people were like, "Oh, that's something that he would want to read," being a scholar of magic.
On our way away from this place, Vegas does want to stop off and grab that guard. He'll be unemployed soon. Come now.
What happened in there?
Vegas sort of just shakes his head like, mm-mm.
Is Vigdis still carrying the tower shield door?
Oh, I was kidding about that. He has an actual shield.
Oh, because the elf totally used arrows and rope to make it so you can use it on an arm. So
No.
Dual shielding.
I think he had a hard enough time maneuvering in those corridors as it was. That probably wouldn't have helped matters.
So you get the feeling the guard kind of wants to go, but he's wavering because he doesn't have a full answer. So for a moment, he kind of looks over at Kane, maybe looking for some kind of thing to push him over the edge to convince him to come with. Does Kane say anything to him?
Yeah, I'll motion with him to come. We must speak to the Inquisitors.
Oh, you're going to the Inquisitors. You have evidence then.
We do.
All right, then. There's no need for me to keep taking their blood money anymore then.
Yeah, take our blood money.
He will leave with you guys. So,
Do we have evidence? I don't know if we actually took anything, but I guess we saw.
The elf has the cultist notebook and the spellbook.
Oh, okay, good.
Whether he wants to turn the spellbook over to the Inquisition, I don't know, but
it's obvious there's torture chambers down there, and that should be enough. All they have to do is look. So
he'll toss you the notes. These are the scribblings of an amateur. I have no need of them.
Are you looking at? Are you going to glance through there just to get an idea what's in there? Yeah.
Yeah, we probably should.
Intellect test to see if you. It's one of those things where you're pawing through something and, whether something important jumps out at you.
14.
When you're looking through there, there's notes on torture. There's lots of notes on torture about, exactly how much pressure you can do here before it causes this to happen and all that. But what jumps out at you is there's also notes on the cultists inviting nobles in, strapping them to the torture machines, and then shoving demons in them. So there are actually notes on what nobles in the city and in this area have been possessed by demons.
That should be working. That should work well for us.
Yeah, that is kind of an important, thing here. So you have that now. I'm going to assume, since we've come past noon, we were going to, I'll just get a quick thing to see what everyone is doing. I'm assuming that you guys are going to go to the Inquisition with this information next.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
No?
Widow's Cry is going to find a longbow.
Okay, so when next we start, Widow's Cry will be shopping and everyone else will be going to the Inquisition. Except for
I think, yeah. Of course.
Okay, so that's where we will wrap this up. So just so everyone knows, for our starting point our starting point next Saturday, I'm not going to assume that we have had any rest yet because you guys are going to be going to the Inquisition. Okay?
Okay.
But we
5
are
now?
leveling. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys will be leveling up between now and next Friday. God darn it. We're either playing tomorrow or Friday or possibly Saturday.
Yeah, Vigdis needs to take a nap before we do anything else.
You can go to one of Abby's safe houses if you want to do that before you go to the Inquisition.
Thoughts about going to the Inquisition. If they ask anything with his beliefs, it's not going to end well for him. So
we could also why don't we send Clendon? We'll go to a safe house so we can rest. We can send Clendon to go and find someone from the Inquisition to come meet us and say that we have important information about the House Mallardin.
That sounds good. So you'll go back to the safe house. So in other words, next Saturday then, hey, I got the day right. Next Saturday, we will pick up the morning after all of this happens with all you guys being rested, and maybe Abby will wander her way back to the safe house, which would wrap things up very nicely.
Rested and bowed.
Because then we can level up and do all that information, and it kind of makes sense and not have to remember what we have used or haven't used or whatever.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
So that sounds like a good plan. You guys will go back to the safe house. You guys will rest. On the way back to the safe house, Widow's Cry is going to stop by a voyeur and say, I need one of these. So, yes, you will have time to shop for anything you wanted to in the markets on the way back to the safe house. So buy what you need, level up, you will be rested, and we will start the next morning. After all of this happened next Saturday. I hope everybody had fun. I enjoyed running for you guys.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Did we get 50 gold crowns last session?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. Sorry. Okay.
So yeah, does anybody have any last minute questions, last minute things you want to say either to the group or to anyone theoretically watching?
Oh, have a good one.
Bye.
Go listen to Hobbs and Friends. What the hell are you waiting for? Go watch Dungeon Musing.
I like that. So
Thanks for running this again for today.
what's that?
Thanks for running this again for us today.
Oh, no problem. I had a really good time. Thanks everybody for playing. Thanks everybody that might be watching, either definitely not now because the viewer count says 0, but anyone that might watch this in the future, thank you for putting up with all of this. And we'll see you again next Saturday, barring anything going on. And thanks everybody. I will see you all later. Bye.
Bye.
See you guys.